Good evening, gamers! Welcome to the Ironkeep Chronicles. I am your host and dungeon master.
Creep?
This is like Iron Creek.
Thanks,
Did I say Iron Creek Chronicles?
A little bit.
It's pronounced Iron Creek.
Iron Creek.
Oh, it's like Dawson's Creek.
Very good. Hey,
thank you.
Thanks everyone. Welcome, and thank you for joining us. I'm your host and dungeon master, Tom Lommel. Every Wednesday night, I run a Dungeons and Dragons game, 5th edition. Tonight, we begin our true foray into the Expedition of the Barrier Peaks. I am very excited because I left my iPad at home, which has all of my notes and stats.
Oh no!
But that's okay. I've got this book.
Ooh,
pretty. Each week I assemble an all-star cast of players to get together and destroy whatever plans I have made. You may have watched some of those plans unfold yesterday on Disorganized Play. If not, you're in for a treat because it's all going right out the window and back into this book. Hey, let's meet our players. Speaking of players. Mr. Eric Reichert.
Hey, how's it going, people? My name's Eric, and I am playing Grayson Hale, Paladin of Torm.
Is your character sheet laminated?
Yes, it is.
Such a good idea. I noticed that. I'm like, I need to do this.
I did this when I had a job because they had a laminator, and I was like, why not? I don't have a job anymore, so as soon as we level up, back in the fucking trash with this.
Have you ever standing in line at the laminator in the office? Like, hold on, I gotta laminate my D&D sheet.
No, they're just like there's a whole like supply closet area that they never restocked that no one ever used, and there was just a laminator. So it's like no one's gonna care if I laminate.
Laminate your butt?
I wish it got scorched, and then now
right.
hair doesn't grow on one side.
Did you spend a lot of time by yourself in the office supply closet that nobody visited?
Do you know what he's asking?
Yeah.
Look at that smile. He knows.
I don't need any more details. Hey, who do I need details from? Megan Kim Scallerman!
Hi, I'm playing Ava. She is an, I think it's Aasimar, right? It's not Aasimar, which is what I've been saying the whole time.
ASMR?
Yeah,
Aasimar. I'm not an Aasimar. I'm an Aasimar scourge. She is... She is...
We're gonna play Dungeons and Dragons today.
She is an
tapping on
avatar
this can.
of Zarshala, the water goddess. And yeah, she's cool.
She is cool.
She is cool.
She is cool. What else do we? How else would we describe her?
I don't think there is any other way. I mean, that is however. I mean, when
Afraid
they're like,
of heights?
oh, she's cool. No, she's just cool.
Yeah, was that what?
She was afraid of heights for a bit.
I feel like that's something we learned last week, right?
Yeah, well,
kind of.
too high water. I mean, I guess it rains, but it's too high above the water.
I feel like maybe not afraid of heights, but a reasonable fear of heights. There's nothing wrong with being afraid of being really high up.
Yeah.
I think the fear might be a glass ship situation.
Yeah, it was
that's
kind of
the
one of
deal,
those things where you're like, you know, you were on the ground and then you wake up and everyone is invisible and you're in the air and you're invisible in the air. I mean, I think kind of it was a reasonable response.
Yeah.
Yes.
I will admit, the first 2 times that happened to me, I was freaked out, and then by the 3rd time, I'm like, oh, okay, here we go again.
I'm Wonder Woman, and I need to accept responsibility for my invisible jet, and I need to take emotional responsibility for
The
it.
greatest part about Wonder Woman and her invisible jet is how she always had to bum rides to Aquaman. Like, Aquaman was like, hey, can I come along? Because all I can really do
I have
is
a car.
I can just ride whales and call dolphins at convenient times. There's a lot of dolphins in the sewers. Did you know that? That's convenient. Dolphins can't fly, though.
Man, an Aquaman and Ninja Turtle crossover would be very cool.
Maybe we'll make that one of our stretch goals here one of these evenings. Speaking of stretch goals, hey, Gravgalati is here, everyone.
Speaking of
I'm the king of
goals.
Don't question the wisdom of my segues.
Hi, everybody. I'm
I
Grav.
could have said Aquaman is here. Gravgalati.
okay,
Would you
yeah.
rather be
That almost
Aquaman?
makes more
Closer to
sense to
Aquaman.
me.
I did my Aquaman voice. Let's hear yours.
What was your Aquaman voice?
It's just your regular voice,
It
Tom.
was very wimpy.
Are you Aquaman?
Oh my
Oh
goodness!
my god!
No, he's the Submariner.
That's right, exactly.
What's the SpongeBob version? Mermaid Man and Barnacle
Barnacle
Boy. You're
Boy.
Barnacle Boy for sure.
Wow, that feels like a very personal attack.
Speaking of Barnacle Boy, hi, I'm Grav, and I'm playing Thone of the Wood, who's a ranger and a folk hero. And that's all you got to know about him. I think he speaks for himself most of the time.
Chuck you.
Chuck you, man.
All right.
Just realized
Very
this
good.
is the
Whoa,
episode.
calm down.
Thanks for subbing up, Chuck. You get a free reroll. Please let us know who you would like to bestow that upon. Gemethyst is also subbed up ×7. You don't get 7 rerolls though,
Oh, wow.
unfortunately.
That's not true. You
keep
get
them
7
first.
and give them all to me, please.
Wow. No,
gets 7.
definitely not
I'll
for
need
sure.
them.
That's true, but definitely not for sure. Hey, who am I arguing with? Havana Mahoney!
Of course, who else?
Your name is, I don't know why I introduced everybody. Our names are literally like right here.
Well, that's our character
it's a
names.
character names.
What does mine say?
Douche.
It
It says Barnacle Boy now.
Barnacle Boy.
Tom changed it.
Hey everybody, I'm Barnacle
it?
Boy.
Yes.
Hey, Barnacle Boy.
They were kind of a sad duo
That's a
because Mermaid Man was senile
Yeah.
and Barnacle Boy was a grown man but was being treated by a young boy who was incredibly disgruntled. It's really kind of a sad situation.
This sounds very disturbing.
SpongeBob is a really
Kids
serious
TV.
show.
Yeah.
Really serious.
You're
themes.
playing.
I'm playing Avril Birdsong, who is a roguish thief, and she's a sassy Southern belle and up to no good all the time. And she has a magical weapon that speaks to her and is probably her best friend.
A magic weapon now named Barnacle Boy.
No!
Nice.
No, I'm not gonna.
I'm
thought it might
officially
have been,
making
but
it
alright.
canonically. It's no longer Wave. It now wants to be called Barnacle Boy.
I think you're just trying to push this Barnacle Boy title away from yourself onto somebody else.
I think it's
If I wanted to push it away from myself, would I make it an NPC that
No,
I
but it
voice
just-
we
every
like-
single
you are
episode?
like- yes,
we like
you
Wave so much. You wanted to like take on, like give him an aspect of yourself so that we would like you the same way we like Wave.
Oh, maybe one day I'll have
Harsh.
friends. You're my friends, you people there on the internet. Look at that, Chuck you, in for $10. Thank you so much. Hey everyone, speaking of my internet friends, if you do ! tips or ! Unlocks, tip jar, just do ! Tips. You can see all of the various rewards that I have so diligently typed into a little Google Docs spreadsheet that you can use to help our party and or alter the course of tonight's events. We already have several things unlocked thanks to our generous donors here in the chat. Let's get to it. So number 1, everyone has inspiration.
All right.
Yes. All right. Let's see. You're the noble one, right? You're the. Oh, yeah. Where is you've got yours. Very good. So everyone has inspiration. Also, tier 2 is unlocked. Everyone gets 3 bumps to start off.
Thank you.
Wow.
I just realized this is the acolyte side of the table. We're both acolytes.
Yeah. This is.
Isn't that neat?
Yeah.
It's secular versus religious over here.
Oh, it is.
Oh, that is true.
Think about
Weird.
it.
I'm usually
What?
on the other side.
I'm bound to Barshala.
That's
So
true.
I don't know what you're talking about.
You should come over here.
Just me.
All squished
I'm just gonna
together.
lay on your guys' laps.
One big happy family.
Awesome. All right. So.
We drew a lot of pictures last time.
That's right.
Did you forget one of the unlocks you did?
I forgot something that happened during disorganized play last week. So Christian Linky gives Garav a reroll. Boo, 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 boo.
Much appreciated.
Boulder Parchment Shears gives a reroll to me. Doo-doo-doo-doo-doo. Thank you very much. And Dom, who was responsible for that donation last week during disorganized play?
2 people. It was Blind Seer.
Blind Seer and.
Was it Shim?
Was it Shimmickson? I think it was Shimmickson. Blind Seer and Shimmickson kicked in a total of $55 during disorganized play on Thursday.
Who did that?
I believe it was Blind Seer and Shimmickson.
Wow.
Is that legal?
So Chuck you gives a reroll to me for 7-Up. Thank you very much.
Chuck you.
And as a result of those donations during
Thank you for the sub. Time
for
to
the
take
sub.
the top.
disorganized play,
Hey.
I did retroactively decide that I just convert them all to rerolls, so I have 11 more rerolls. That gives me 13 total rerolls.
What?
Yes, that's what I've decided.
13?
Yeah,
Wait, what the fuck just happened?
because we raised money during disorganized play. We got tips in the tip jar that we never accounted for. I'm just gonna give myself 13 rerolls here. One, two,
I
three,
don't
four,
know.
five.
No,
I think you should like spread those out.
Oh, I should farm them out? You think I should farm them out?
Spread them out, yeah, or like, table rerolls.
It was raised specifically during my stream because of my brilliant advice.
Okay, we all need to have our own streams.
I mean, yeah,
streams.
if we're doing that, then
we'll talk about our characters.
Then has like 1 billion now, so could you just give her the whole thing?
Yeah. And we'll get rerolls.
All right. Yeah, and Chuck, you gave me a reroll as well, subbing up. So that's 3 from subs, and then 11 from.
I have my own stream. And
Is this a joke?
Get rerolls on it.
I know. In the past month, I've raised almost $3.
Let's just do 0 combat.
Those are your rerolls.
No
All right.
combat. Don't fight.
No, we don't want to fight. We are pacifists now.
I tell you what, I will share some of my rerolls since I have a plethora here.
Oh, you're so kind. Kind and generous.
Just have chat decide who gets them, and
No,
then
they'll
we
give it all to him.
No, and then they'll give them all to you and him.
Chat wants to be fair. I mean,
All
we
right.
can trust them.
Here's what I'm going to do. I will give each of you 2 of my rerolls because I'm nothing if not a kind and generous dungeon master.
Fair.
That just tripped off the tongue, didn't it?
You laughed immediately after.
A kind and generous
He left in the middle
dungeon
of that
master.
sentence.
Remember, everyone,
Couldn't finish it.
Valentine's Day is coming up.
What does that fucking mean?
That's
Tell him we should take him to dinner.
Mail in your panties. What do you want?
You know we're gonna get so many fucking panties in the P.O. box now.
Thomas.
It's my P.O. box too.
That's
sorry.
a job you can do, like not to go off on a weird
That
tangent.
is a job you can do.
Yes,
Yep.
you can sell your underwear.
Yeah. Yeah,
No
so
one-
it's,
For a lot of
it's
money.
totally fine. Send us your underwear.
There's a market for whether you send it clean or not.
Yes.
Send us.
You definitely get more if it's got some milk in it.
Yes.
But you can just put a little bit of yogurt in there, good to go.
Oh,
Yogurt.
That last Megan.
yogurt panties.
Oh my, we're off to the races. Hey, who would like to catch our audience up on with a quick recap? Is everything okay? With a quick recap of what
I
happened.
mean, you've been doing it. So.
yeah, I know.
session.
I'm fine with it. Just one of these days, someone else might want to. So
Okay, you choose this time. Who does it?
No, I'll do it if no one else wants to.
Okay.
I'm gonna do it.
Okay, she's got it.
I got really good notes. Look at, I made several drawings.
Oh, yeah, you did. That's right, I
This
forgot
is a
about
good
that.
one.
Oh, those are
All right.
cute.
Picture this.
It's a movie trailer now.
We
I
cut
need
to.
dramatic music.
Bum, 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 bum,
Okay, we're up in the airship. We're like, wow, we're gonna get down there. How did we do it? Did we cube a force down there? We cubed a force
Make
down
it up.
there. Made our way to a clearing in the toxic fog where we found a stone cabin. Inside the stone cabin, magical, colorful unicorn people
Giant
lived
dwarves.
there.
Giant gnomes.
Gnomes, that's what it was.
Giant, colorful unicorn gnomes lived there, and they couldn't talk right. And
They spoke German in a very heavy Swedish accent.
So ging das ja einigermaßen so, muss man sagen, das ist so war es so, ja.
I've had enough of that.
Das geht nicht, da kommt ja, ne, ein bisschen mehr, ja, wollen wir ein bisschen
Sprechen Sie
mehr?
kommen?
Kann ich
Is that
nicht,
an unlockable?
kann ich nicht, leider.
God damn it.
And then what happened?
Oh, I really need to add a level in where the gnomes show up again.
No more gnomes. And they had magical stones, beautiful stones, magical staves that helped us to identify where the death portals were on our journey up the mountain to the God's Fire, which took us a while to figure out because we couldn't understand them. But we did some charades, we did some Pictionary, and we got there. And then...
They also had a magical stone that lights up whenever you're near a doppelganger.
But we left that.
Oh! Yeah, we left that behind though.
They worship you now.
Still there. You know, you said to put it back and I did.
Yeah.
Wow, glad I did. Don't want to upset Grayson. What if I talk like that?
Ja, das geht schon.
No,
Ja, sprich mal wieder.
And then we left, and then remember that PowerPoint we watched that said don't kill the
Goats.
goats if you see them. And then I didn't, Avril didn't, but she may have inspected the goats and then seen something crawling under their skin and wanted to do some research And so she did a very tactical thing where she threw a wave at one of them to create a precise removal of one of the lumps. And it exploded. And we had to fight swarms of eye dragonflies. And we succeeded.
At no small cost to Thon's hit points.
Yeah, I'm fine. Everything's fine.
You don't need those.
I don't need those.
Oh man, I can just go
need
fishing
them.
for crits like crazy with my big stack of rerolls here.
Fishing for crits.
That's the best phrase I've ever heard. Fishing
Yep.
for crits.
Yep, that's right.
Is that a new
show.
show?
Yeah, that's what I say.
What do we do in that show?
Podcast.
Where you
clean.
literally fish for like dice.
We got to take it before someone else does.
I can't.
Tintin would do that.
I can't claim credit for that. One of the DMs in Adventurers League, he would say that whenever he would like roll and hit, and then he was like, "Oh, but I had advantage on that, so I might as well fish for crits." So that was fishing for a crit. It's like
love it.
the first roll was already a hit, but you're like, I'll roll and see if I get a 20.
I want a shirt or something. But then after that, we got past that. We found a special portal, or Thon did, because he's a portal warrior or what the fuck ever.
That's what it's called.
Portal. He's a portal baby, and then you guys went in there. Ava and Thon went in there.
And the end. You guys never came in. You left.
We were talking to you. You weren't saying anything on the thing, and now we're all in there, and it's a very silvery hallway. It kind of looks like maybe it's made of mithril kind of vibe going on.
Mithril.
And
There's some weird
and there were some
symbols.
statues, three figures, statues, and they are skeletons. 2 are human, and 1 was dwarven, and they are reaching towards the exit, which seems foreboding. And there's a sheer metal wall at the end of the cavern, and then we stopped.
That's true. We stopped when you came to.
Yeah, you looked at the wall and it reminded you of the map, and then you had a non-flashback about the map.
Remember? Where is it?
Oh, I took a picture of this.
You took a picture of it?
Of the stuff he handed us?
It's in her brain.
Oh yeah. All
It's in
right.
my phone.
Same thing, right? I mean,
What's the difference?
I mean, at this point.
Who are we if not our phones?
That's an
Wise
existential
words.
question. I'm not sure we're ready. Yes. So, you came to the end of the passageway, and it flashed a memory in your brain of the map that you copied, as if you were holding it in your very own hands. Yes. Yes.
you need help.
Yes.
That feels like fairly caught up to where we were.
Yeah.
I did it.
Nice. Give her another reroll.
Oh, yeah. Sounds great.
Cold. That's cold.
They just weren't stacked quite right, so I wanted to make sure.
You a bad man.
I don't give him a reroll for doing the recap.
But
I never asked for one.
All right, fair enough.
I didn't ask for one.
You learned your lesson.
That's also true.
I hope you learned your lesson.
Every time now.
All right, so you stand before this plain metal door that looks like some sort of characters etched into it at an odd angle. What would you
Well, obviously, attack it
like to do?
with
We attack the wall.
shatter spike.
She steals it and attacks. Nice work.
You know I could really easily.
Do it.
But I don't think its powers would work because you're not attuned.
You're not attuned.
I am attuned with it.
Nuh-uh.
Yeah, I am. But Tom.
But have you used it since the last time you
Tell her
slept?
I'm attuned.
Because she stole it and then attuned
Yeah,
to it.
I attacked a swarm of eyeball dragonflies.
Was that shatter spike or a wooden stick that you didn't notice?
I mean,
Oh.
I imagine it was shatter spike because it did a lot of damage.
But what if that was, what's his face?
Tom.
Yeah.
That guy.
RJ Canuck gives a reroll to Havana. Since I just gave you one,
I need more.
I'm gonna take that one back.
Oh, that seems completely unfair.
my wealth has made me avaricious. All right, so what would you like to do here?
Well, can you just read that? Does it say now open?
It does not. It does not translate into recognizable characters. Although, when you look at it, Avril, it does like create sort of kind of like this familiar tingling in your brain, and you have this vision of this thing in front of you as if the map is complete in its original form, right?
Okay.
Because there were two versions of the map. There was the parchment version that had notes on it from human sages and people from the realms who'd studied this thing. But then behind it, when you peeled that back, was the original version of the map on this material, right? Like this is the actual copy that you copied.
Is it backwards?
And these characters obviously match up with those characters.
Okay.
Right? So seeing those triggers that kind of very, like, I mean, you can, to your compatriots kind of standing around, they see you like almost as if you're handling thin air, but you're holding the map in your hands when you look down. It's like there, it's a physical object in your hands.
And what can I discern from that?
It's almost you're almost in a trance-like state of wonder. Like, what is, like, now I remember holding this thing and being so mesmerized by it, but you can't read the characters. It's just that those characters prompted you to have this vision again.
Can I hold it up to the door and see if they line up in any certain way?
Sure. All right. What would everyone else like to do?
I want to go up to the.
Thank you for the donation, Bard.
I'll go up to the wall and just kind of feel it. See if it
I just
feels.
look crazy though to them.
I mean,
I just look like I'm like, oh.
yeah. So there is, like, you are standing there for a moment, and to your eyes, what you see is you see her going like, kind of like. It's like she's holding something, and she like holds it up and turns towards the end of the cave here. And
what's up, Avril?
Oh, I'm just lifting the map up to the, text on the door to see if they like line up in any sort of
Your
way.
brain map?
Yeah, my brain map, I guess. But it's here. Do you get?
Nope.
Okay.
I don't see anything, but all right. What do you see?
so the thing that does line up is you see that these characters line up with this, right?
Perfectly, or they complete each other?
So what you can tell is that these are the same characters. Like, apparently whatever this is, they are the same characters, but these appear to be handwritten, and these are large, kind of like they're etched or embossed into the metal.
Okay.
So you can tell that they match somehow. Those things match up. You don't see this stuff.
Thank you, Mary Mercenary.
Thanks, Mary Mercenary.
You don't see this stuff on, appear on the door or anything like that. But give me an investigation check.
The fuck? I'm gonna give this a couple of bumpies.
Ooh.
Trying to turn my head to cough, and it's like, oh, the
Well, that's
mic's
a D12.
attached. So I was like, I go
Oh,
like this. I was like, no, I
Jesus.
can't do it that way. I get trapped.
Yeah,
Oh, it looked weird. Well,
Well,
I'll be collecting those tonight.
did better on the D12.
10 plus 2 plus what?
I think maybe. What'd you say it was? Investigation.
Yes. Intelligence investigation.
But I did I attune to those the book?
You have not had, it would take you 6 days to read the book. You didn't tell me that you're actually reading the book. Part of it is you wouldn't be able to read the book on the ghost ship because the book is invisible. So when you flip it over,
But I could try.
well, at this point, you can't try.
Man, can I not read? Okay, then it's a -1. Fuck me. So that's a 11.
So that's an 11. Yeah. Burn them out now. Burn them out now.
Just for a
12.
saving throw.
Okay, so with
Plus 2,
13.
that's a 13.
This is probably as good as I'm gonna get.
Yeah. You don't see anything else in terms of like how the map lines up with the door that strikes you as particularly interesting or odd. You look at this sequence down here, and the one thing that you notice is that these are underlined somehow. Obviously, like that draws your attention that they're underlined, but they're not written out this way the same characters are, right?
They're not, I'm sorry, they're not what?
So much as it's depicted here on the sheet, somehow these have been underlined, but they're not underlined with the markings, right? So these are actual markings, actual characters, but this is an indentation in the material.
In the actual map.
So that's the one thing that strikes you as particularly odd when you look at this thing is all of the characters are darkened in, as if you were writing them. But you wonder, were they traced over, or what's going on with this underlining that was not darkened in for some reason? That seems like it's somehow odd or curious. You were going to do something? I'm sorry.
While she's trying to figure out this map, I'm just going to walk next to Grace and say, well, it's a good thing we brought our locksmith, and pat him on the back.
Yeah. All right.
You're a locksmith?
I mean, I have kind of a universal key.
Oh,
he's very good.
Pull out my sword. I was like, yeah, you should see what it does to bank vaults. And then,
Wait, when did you rob a bank?
and a strike with Shatter Strike.
Okay.
All right, so that is gonna be, how much damage is that?
Do you want to roll a d20 and see if you get a crit?
Fish for it.
Yeah.
You want to go fishing for crits?
Isn't it always a crit?
Yeah, it's an automatic
Oh, it's
crit.
automatically a crit.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah,
well, there we
I
go.
crit
then.
against inanimate objects. Not a great roll, honestly. That's an 8.
I wish you only use that to like fuck up chairs and stuff.
Well, the only time I've ever...
Don't you roll it twice, though?
Yeah, I did.
Oh, you did? Oh,
It's
I
a
see.
D8 for damage, so I rolled that twice.
Oh, I see.
So 8 damage.
Okay. Very good. So you slice into the door, right? And whether it's some sort of subconscious skill or coincidence or sheer dumb luck, you crack your blade right into the surface of this, what appears to you to be almost completely featureless. It's got some scratches and things on it, right? But into the surface of this thing, and as it sinks in, it begins to part what looks like some sort of channel, right? And so you hit it, and then you realize that you must have like broken some sort of scaly surface, some sort of metallic scaly surface, and it cracks in a straight line straight up that goes up about 12 or 15 feet, right? And forms this like extremely straight up and down vertical line that appears to be either some sort of seam or whatever it is. But you crack through this thing and reveal a linear slot, whatever you want to call it.
Well done.
Seam.
Wow, that is a really cool talent that you have. Can you do that anywhere?
It's the sword.
Oh.
It's magical.
So humble.
So did he pull the sword out and it's still there?
Yeah. So
Okay.
so you
Yeah.
like I said, you take a chop at it, and there must be some sort of like now that you look at it, maybe there's some sort of shell of metal over this thing, right? That he's cracked, and it's it's like taking a chisel to like a piece of glass or something, but it busts in a completely like a straight line, just 12 feet tall, straight up and down.
But it doesn't like go all the way through. We can't see through.
No, I mean,
just
you
takes a
didn't
chunk out.
hit it that hard,
I
right?
gotcha.
Part of it, right, is that he got kind of a crappy roll, but you happen to get a really well-placed roll in terms of you hit it at this spot and shattered and revealed this seam in the material.
What's how's it look? You want to try it again, or?
I guess I'm making a door.
All right. I like that.
So this one will be a vertical strike. That was my D8. 3, 6, 10.
10 points. All right. So what's your intent in terms of like how you're going to carve this thing out?
I kind of
What you're
basically
gonna do?
want to like carve enough of. I guess it would be triangular would be the easiest because that's only 3 cuts. But basically carve enough of a hole that we could like sort of get through.
Mm-hmm. Okay. All right. So you're going to take, like, you've got the top brace.
Yeah.
Are you going to do the angle, or are you going to do a bottom, or are you going to do a 90 degree across the top?
I guess I'll go bottom now.
Okay. All right. So again, you strike this thing, you know, at the very end of the long seam, and it cracks. Now it goes 8 feet on either side of this thing, so it cracks really wide. It actually forms an inverted T at the bottom. Would either of you like to do anything else while this is happening?
I mean, there's not really much else of interest in this room except for that statue, right?
Yeah, there's 3 statues, very rather lifelike skeletons standing there.
I have that whistle.
True. Ronald.
Oh yeah.
I'm like kind of busy right now with the map. Sure, maybe later.
Well, the skeletons appear to be made out of whatever metal material this is, right? You're not sure whether it would work or not on them.
But if
they're
it
not,
doesn't,
they're not
no
bone,
loss,
but,
right?
Yeah, yeah. Mm-hmm.
No, I think I'm
Okay.
I'll just check in with Avril. It's like, do you
That would
do
be-
those symbols in your what?
That would be a fun thing, though. Ava's introduction to Ronald Pee Dusty
Oh, yeah.
Bones.
Oh yeah, this is a thing too, by the way.
Thank
It
you,
would be
Dr.
so
Faust
cool
Painting Clinic.
if Ronald had like armor. Like if his bones were covered in metal.
Where's your
That'd be
old
so cool.
armor?
No, I meant if his bones were his armor.
Oh,
Does he want
He's
splint
covered in
mail?
like fucking mithril.
I think we got the reroll from RJ Canuck, right? I think I gave that out already.
Yeah, I got it.
All
Hey,
right.
Dr. Frost. Hey,
So
how's it
Dr.
going?
Frost has got one coming in.
Do those symbols match anything on the wall, or is there
Well-
anything? Looks like he's making a door. but-
The ones carved on the wall,
Nice
carved on the
team.
wall are also present on the map.
oh, okay.
But there's a second set of symbols that is on the bottom of my map that is not present on the door. So I'm kind of wondering if maybe we should take, I could take a dagger to the door and inscribe these other symbols onto the door. Perhaps that would create some sort of reaction.
What's worth a shot?
Yeah.
Should we wait and see how this door works?
I
out?
mean,
Can we see through the cracks? Is there like light or anything coming through? Or...
If you want to examine these cracks closer, you give me another intelligence investigation.
I don't want
or
to. I'm bad at it.
I will even let you do a perception check if you are so inclined.
I guess I'll try and investigate.
I'm nothing.
I'm also not near them.
I will investigate.
I don't think you're that far away because you're standing in front of this thing, right? Looking at.
In my mind, I'm more preoccupied with the map and making sure that doesn't dissipate than like looking through the cracks he's making.
Uh,
A 1?
I'm real tired from cutting all these holes, so I don't see anything.
Okay.
You got to re-roll, boo-boo.
This is gonna be worse today. My rolls have been bad. So that's a 5.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Okay.
There's a wall there.
Oh, cracks.
Yeah, you're actually like very pleased with yourself about it. This honestly like seems to be going a little easier than maybe it should be.
Yeah,
and
'cause
you're-
I remember,
you
like,
assume that it's just like
the
you're
last time-
finally getting
I'm
to use your
great.
sword in exactly the way that you've been meaning to the entire time.
Yeah, because the last time I did this was when Avril was missing, and I was cutting through those bank vaults, and I had to smite to get through those.
Yeah.
Yeah. Dr. Foss Painting Clinic gives their reroll to Grav Galati.
Thanks, Dr. Frost.
Bing.
Check out his
and
painting channel on
Nightsteed
YouTube.
gives a reroll
Thanks, DJ Regular.
to
Ray.
Eric.
Hey, thank you.
Get
Nice.
back.
Indeed.
DJ Regular, thanks for the
We
donation.
appreciate it.
So you're pretty happy with that.
Guys, you see You see my cuts?
They're really good cuts.
Thank you.
Yeah.
All right. So, barring any further investigation, you're going to keep hacking away?
All right, let's...
Well, maybe I'll be like, you mind before you totally destroy the door if I can I'm just going to try carving this stuff in there
go for it.
and then it won't work and then you can just keep doing this great job you're doing.
Okay.
Okay? So I'll take my dagger out and try to, in a similar position, try to...
I mean, I'd cut the rooms,
carve
but
this
I would probably
into-
just shatter the wall, you know, just because...
You said what?
I said I would try to do the rooms for you, but then I would just probably shatter it with my magical
You're
sword.
just too strong,
Thank you.
is what it comes down to. You're
Requires
just
a
like very
graceful
careful.
touch. Yeah.
Graceful, not Grayson.
So, Tier 4 has been unlocked. Everyone gets an additional bump.
Ooh, thank you.
Thank you.
So, I think you're going to need them.
I keep saying that.
All right, so give me, like I said, either an intelligence investigation or a wisdom perception check as you go to carve this stuff in the doorway.
I'll use inspiration
Oh,
for these.
well, all right, very good.
That's bad. 15. You said I could use my perception?
Yes.
That's a 13.
Oh, the light was shining on it. Looks like a 15 for my
I thought it was a
angle.
15 too. So.
I thought maybe we should use bumps or something.
Yeah, you are the worst. 14.
Teacher, you didn't
14.
sign homework.
Are you sure we don't need like an assignment right now?
So you're carving in the surface of this thing, and what you notice is that as you're carving away, there is kind of like a hard patina to the end of the cave here, right, to the wall, the surface, that you can't really scratch. But then when you pop it, it's like cracking a shell, and you can flake pieces of it away, and there's a different type of metal underneath. Right, so it's almost like there's a layer or a coating on top of the end of the wall here, and then there's another different kind of metal that looks white. It's got a white sheen to it. So this is all kind of like a dingy kind of silver kind of color that's very similar to the rest of these layers of silver that have encased the cave here. But then you can crack that away. You don't see any of this lettering under here, but you realize there's a completely different surface or structure underneath this large blank area, area that you see at the end.
So can I just try and scrape some of that away and carve into the material underneath?
Yeah,
Like an eggshell?
if you want to do that, sure.
Okay.
Sure. The material underneath is much harder, right? So it's very difficult to scrape and scratch that. It appears to be...
Even like with wave, like a magical item, or...
You can do it with effort. You can make scratches in it, but it is not like... It is a lot like scratching on trying to scratch a piece of solid steel, right? Like with another piece of solid steel. It's very difficult. It's not like trying to scratch onto a piece of stone or brick where you could,
Sure.
But you managed to make those marks. But you all see her like as she chisels away at this thing, that like the flakes of the surface that this is encased in begin popping off and kind of like cracking and shattering.
Is it working?
I'm not sure. I guess we won't know until I'm finished.
All right, everybody else give me a perception check.
12.
17.
19.
19. Okay, so
I'm really good at cutting things.
as she's chiseling away at this, right? She sort of has to follow this bottom seam that you've created, and as she gets to the end of it, she pops a bunch away. But about a couple letters from the end of this phrase or whatever, she reaches the end of the seam of the bottom door and pops off a few more flakes of this encasing shell-like material, whatever it is. And you can see that there's a little bit of a seam that then starts to go up, right? So if we were to assume that he's made a strike like this.
Nightsteed,
Wow.
thank you.
Thank you.
Wow. Nightsteed.
And made a strike like this, you can see that there's a little seam right here, right?
Oh.
That goes up.
Fucking door.
It looks like there's a door under there. It looks like you're cutting into the door end.
Oh yeah, you're right. This here, the seam here.
Mm-hmm.
I guess I'll just keep trying to chip away to follow the seam going up.
So pop, 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 pop. I mean, it doesn't take you long to just chisel that whole piece away like this. Give me another perception check. Actually, everybody who's watching here, you guys can all give me a perception check if you want.
Been rolling
For
so good.
fuck's sake.
16.
15.
16.
4.
Your perception is that bad? All right.
It's a +1. I rolled a 3, asshole.
Wow. All right. Vicious. So the rest of you notice as she's intent on just, you know, pop, 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 following this up. But as she gets right around here, there's a piece that flakes off in a weird kind of triangular pattern, right? And you see another seam in the underlying material that looks like this.
I think there's another little tiny door in here.
A tiny door?
Or perhaps maybe a handle or
Oh, that makes more sense.
A
some
mechanism of some sort?
Yeah.
Over there on the right?
Does it look like the same cut in the wall as the other lines?
No, it's not. It's not as deep or narrow of a gap, or wide of a gap. It's a little bit finer.
I guess I'll try to reveal that too.
Okay, sure. So you chisel this area out, and it's fairly clear that there's some sort of smaller, either a very tiny door, like with very thin edges, or some sort of panel that's inset in the material.
Probably
here,
a
right?
door.
Can I push on it? Oh,
Sure. So.
I shouldn't push on it. I push on it.
So give me a sleight of hand check, right? You're trying to basically kind of like
Now we're talking.
pick locks on this thing or whatever, right?
Now we're talking.
Ava, go otter form and crawl through.
Oh my god! Oh, I can reroll that.
Halfling luck.
That's gonna be a 16.
16. Yeah. So you push on it, and it kind of springs a little bit, right? And then the entire panel like pops out and slides up.
The big old boy?
Yeah, the big one. Or
The little one.
it is a door.
Or I'm about to get fucking wrecked by something.
And you
Flamethrower.
see
Exactly.
a small glowing red display, like a little gemstone slate screen that has a series of glyphs that are glowing within it.
Those look like the same ones that are on here, on the wall thing, door.
Yes. You are correct. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P. Nope, that's not it.
Could be German.
I mean, I don't have knowledge of this map.
Extra letters.
Right. Right.
So
Right.
Oh, well, okay. Well, you guys can see the ones that are on the wall still,
Yeah.
so you can
Yeah,
see
yeah.
those. I've carved the other ones into the
Yeah, she was trying to make, you know, these characters, but as you started carving these bits away, that's when this got revealed,
Okay.
right? You didn't complete the sequence, but she was like you saw her kind of like very stubbornly and determinedly carving these, chiseling these figures into the.
There's a series
I'm
of
gonna
runes.
try to. Sorry.
No, I was just gonna say there's a series of runes. Is it all of them? Is it which? I mean, is it the top one on the door, or is it these are the ones you're carving?
Well, I mean, it might be a little obvious if you had to put in the one that's right there. So maybe I'll try putting in the one that's just on my mind map. You know, and then we'll start there. And
Do you want maybe Grayson to do that?
I can, but I don't know what is on her mind map.
Well, she can just tell you that one.
Okay.
That one.
Oh,
you know the
Okay.
Right?
the pointy squiggle, the different pointy squiggle. It looks like a G, but it's wrong.
Why does this one have 3?
That might be like the
Enter.
the enter button.
So,
I don't see an any key.
so basically, what you're saying is you want me to stand there and push the buttons just in case something explodes.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
I mean, I can do it.
No, I got it.
Oh,
If you don't think you can take the hit,
I could.
You did so well with that door.
Yeah.
you're
I got
just
this.
really kicking ass right now, and I just don't want to get in the
Stop it.
way of
Yeah,
that.
you're great. You're so good.
Stop
That's
it.
what we're doing, right?
Yeah. Okay. On the other
I like
hand,
it.
I am small, and if it's like targeted for like one of those big gnomes or like a regular sized person, it might just go right over my head.
No, I'll do it.
I mean, if only we could get one of these statues to do it for us, that'd be so nice, right?
That's our whistle sound, isn't it?
Oh, that's your whistle sound?
Yeah.
Is that what that is?
I don't think I do it right now. I think we're
Okay.
too absorbed in this.
Yeah,
but
yeah,
I
fair.
do want to come back
Sure.
to that.
Yeah. I didn't want to forget about it.
Fucking metal skeleton best friend. Yes. All right, Grayson, you ready?
Sure.
That one. That one.
Yeah.
That one. What do I have like a
So which-
long stick? I'm off to the side.
So which ones are you pushing?
the bottom ones.
Mm-hmm. What does that mean?
Space bar.
This is a Stargate.
Oh, the
The one on
Like
the
in
side.
order?
What a
Yeah.
Stargate has.
And it just rotates.
Yeah.
Man, I'm the only one who doesn't know what Stargate is.
You're not the only one.
Okay, yay!
What?
It was
We're the
good.
cool ones.
The most ironic part of that whole thing is that the main way that my wife gained like a shit ton of Twitter followers is that she live tweeted all of Stargate SG-1
Really?
and the whole series
That's
That's true.
awesome.
with the special twist of she would never tell anyone which episode it was,
Oh.
and she would just randomly refer to characters by whatever she decided they were.
Oh.
She never used their names.
So now when it was airing on TV, like when she was just binging it.
Yeah, she would
that's
she would
awesome.
binge,
That's so funny.
binge watch it and then just call people whatever she wanted. Like at one point there was Bondage Girlfriend, apparently.
Sure.
Man, yeah.
So
That's awesome.
yeah.
Need to watch that.
All right, so you're going to enter these characters on this thing in this order.
Well, not when you say it like
Yeah,
that. I
that
don't
was
want
ominous.
to. But maybe he's doing it on purpose.
And
Yeah.
then what?
You never know.
And then I'm going to press the enter button. Wait, and then Grayson's going to press the enter button. That might be a space bar.
All
You
right.
never know.
So you press that, and then the entire screen lights up green.
The screen?
All these,
Oh.
this whole little tablet, this whole tablet of glowing gemstone, turns gives
forgot
off
his
a glowing green light.
There it is.
Not the first or last time that we're gonna cross the meta barrier of what our characters know.
What does that
And
mean?
there is
girl.
there's a low metal hum, almost as if there's some sort of metal upon metal grinding somewhere behind the wall here. It definitely sounds like two pieces of metal straining against each other, right? And then this entire wall, the shell of stone of the shell of whatever metallic encasement is on here just shatters like
my
a
God.
glass mirror.
We all go blind.
You managed to kind of like You all managed to duck like with enough. You have enough presence of mind. You have enough warning to like be on edge, and there's not any like it's like getting sand thrown at you, right? It's not like getting blasted with shards of glass. But it's not pleasant. But is it? Yeah.
Behind you.
Yeah.
We've all seen.
And you
Bloodsport.
see
I haven't.
two huge doors made of white steel, like covered in white steel, and additional. This is all like covered in white steel, right? And the doors kind of groan and strain for a moment, and then they slowly begin to slide apart. We did it. Inside, you see a flashing red light, just kind of strobing over and over and over again, right? The interior
It's a fucking elevator.
of this area is about 20 feet by 20 feet. And you see on the other side what looks like another set of doors and another panel that is set on the wall.
What do you mean light? Like a torch or like a...
No, there's a large glowing... There's a large like globe set in the ceiling that looks like it's made out of glass, and it's flashing over and over and over. It's flashing this red strobing light, this very bright red light. Not like a torch, but literally like some sort of magical effect.
Interesting.
Is this good? Do we do good?
It's very hard to say at this point in time.
So there's a couple other things that you notice about this area before you step into it, right? So it's this bright flashing light. There's the door. There's the other little panel with this. Looks like it has a similar red screen over there. It's 30 or 40 feet away, so it's hard to tell exactly what's on that thing. But you also see what look like the remains of some sort of blanket over in one corner. You see a small, looks like some sort of doll or figure laying by the blanket. And there's some other trash and refuse over in the corner.
I'll go over and look at all that closer.
Mm-hmm. Sure. So you find a couple of things. One of the things that you notice is that there are a bunch of scratches. It looks like some of the interior material here, is not this steel. It looks like maybe it's some sort of like a large sheet of horn, kind of like a light blue color. It's certainly like when you run your hand on it, it feels like it's made out of horn, but it would have to be some sort of enormous creature because it's a flat sheet of it, right? But it has kind of that texture and a little bit of flex to it, like a layer of horn would, or maybe a panel of ivory, right? But it's blue, so that's the part that kind of like throws you off. But in one of those panels, you can see that somebody has made a bunch of little hash marks. And they're clustered in groups of 3, and it looks like they've been keeping track of something, but there's easily over 200 of them scratched into the wall. The other thing that you find in this pile of refuse You're only one of these things. But you find a strange cylindrical object. Is it a Red Bull?
Yeah. This is what I find.
Oh, cool.
Clock radio.
This says Coca-Cola. No.
So it's got sort of a strange metal mesh that goes around the body of the thing. Again, it feels heavy, like it's maybe made of metal, but the surface of it feels softer than metal. And there are a variety of gemstones that are set into the face of it for whatever it is.
You guys, look how pretty this is.
What is it?
I don't know, but it's
Do
pretty.
I
It's
recognize
sparkly.
it?
You do not recognize it
From
from your strange visions.
Mm-hmm.
No, you don't.
Does it look like the same make? Like same idea?
What
the fuck? You're drunk, Harold.
Done with us.
Did he Babbitt?
I don't know what he did.
Dork.
I'm done with water. Kick.
Kick it.
That's enough of
Me
that.
too, man.
Make this wine.
Yeah, I don't know, but they've got gems in it.
It's about
Sounds
yay
like
big.
something you would like.
Are there two of them, or is that one from
There's
different
just
angles?
one with different.
Okay.
Yeah, one angle shows you the bottom, right?
I see.
And the bottom has these strange little metal studs in it.
And it looks like someone else has been here. So all these things on the wall, it looks like somebody made them.
So the other thing that you notice is that I said there's that little metal figure there. It has a little, like a little handle or a little key in the back.
The doll?
Yeah.
Oh. Also, look, there's this doll that looks like me, but there's this doll, and it has this in the back.
That's not creepy at all.
It's not creepy.
No, that was sarcasm. It is creepy.
Oh. Maybe a kid was here.
That's why it's kind of creepy.
That makes sense.
Should we turn it? I want to turn it. You want to turn it?
Okay. That kind of key? It's a key that turns, or a key
Yeah, it
to a
seems
door?
like it.
Okay, yeah, I'll turn it.
Yeah, so you crank it up, and the figure that was slumped like this is like.
Look at that, it's clapping. That's the greatest thing ever.
What's an odd toy?
Okay.
It stopped. It stopped.
Don't.
We should do it again.
No,
I'm
no,
gonna
no,
turn
no,
it
no,
I watch it for a moment. I look at the hash marks and I go, huh. Okay.
You think it? Wait, I don't
No.
think that's alive.
No, I don't.
I don't
no.
think it. Is it alive?
It's not. It's not. I just think the person here might have been crazy.
I think
Or you're a child. That'd be crazy.
You would have gone crazy
Children are
hanging out with
crazy.
this toy.
I think that's the only thing they had in this very small room. I would imagine it gave them some
So.
sense of.
Why were they here? Why didn't they just leave?
Can I do a tracking roll to see if I notice any signs of recent or even farther out?
You can try, sure.
Okay.
No, you can't.
I
You
can't do
can't
it.
do it.
16, and I should use what? Survival? Nature? What would you like me to use?
Survival. This is not a nature check.
Okay, 21.
21.
Made of metal.
Blackjack.
Very good. So the thing that's unusual about this situation is
Other than everything.
everything in here is a little bit, is a little bit dingy, right? I want to say,
Okay.
in terms of the inside of this thing, it looks like it's been neglected and not used for a while or
Okay.
whatever. But you can very clearly see a spot in the corner where this blanket is, right?
Right.
That you're investigating, where she found all of this stuff. And from the stains on the floor, you would guess that either one or two halfling-sized creatures slept here for an extended period of time.
Very specific. The stains are like blood or like what?
No, it's like, imagine
shit.
imagine that you could not wash your sheets ever.
Oh, sure.
You
Okay.
know, and then if you looked at that sheet, you'd go, "Oh, well, somebody slept. Somebody slept here and somebody slept here."
I
Right?
said you're supposed to wash your sheets.
What?
I don't know if my dogs throw up in it.
No. It just opens up all kinds of awful stories that nobody wants to hear.
Send us your dog vomit stories. I'll relay that information as odd as it sounds.
Okay.
That some small-sized creatures slept here, 2 of them,
Why?
for a long period. I don't know what happened to them, but I don't know why. But it seems like someone was living here.
But that control looks familiar to me, right?
The panel in the wall?
No, the
Oh.
cylindrical thing.
That cylindrical thing?
Does it have a similar vibe to like the controller I saw in my vision, or?
Which vision?
Fuck you.
I don't remember which vision.
The one about my
Oh,
parents.
that? No. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. That does not look that similar to that.
Okay.
Or does it?
Well, I'm trying to remember what detail. Unfortunately, I can't pull that up because I don't have my iPad with me, so I don't.
They had
I
like
can't.
shock collars on their neck or
And they
something.
had
Yeah.
controllers where the buttons were made of gems.
No, this is in your vision those things were smaller. They were probably only like yay big, right? And this thing is about a little over a foot tall. Right?
I just meant like
And-
construction-wise. I'm not
Similar,
saying it's the
yes.
same item. I'm
Construction-wise,
saying
yes, very similar, yes.
They're both
Yes.
Sony products. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, I will give you that. So design-wise, they certainly share a lot.
Are you mad?
Well, they have your parents. It was Sony.
Give me an intelligence roll.
Fuck! Yeah.
Dropping twats!
So you see this thing, right? And again, for a moment, you're just sort of like overwhelmed by the vision that you had.
I have double vision. So I have
yeah,
a map vision in this eye
yeah,
and
in
like
the-
a fucking parent flashback. I pass out. I don't know.
You can kind of make them. You realize you can make the map. You can like fold it up and put it away if you want to, and then it won't be in front of you, right?
You can close that tab.
Hold up
Or
your
minimize
brain.
it.
Minimize it, yeah. Bring it back.
But yeah, so you go back to the vision that you had in the Palace of Mirrors, and you're seeing this thing, and then it kind of like rushes up out of like this tunnel vision, like you're back in that moment, and you see your parents in this cell, and you see something come out, and push the thing, and you're like, was that it? And you're like, no, that thing that it had in its hand was completely different. But then when you look back at the creature, and it's got these kind of enormous bulbous eyes and this weird like root-like top knot coming out of its weird green skin, and you realize you see one of these things hovering over its shoulder, and the gemstone is like bright red, and it looks like almost like an eye that's kind of surveying over the shoulder of the creature. You did see one of these things.
But I haven't told them about the vision.
You got a lot of secrets, Avril. You got a lot
I
of
have
secrets.
one big one. That's it.
That's okay. I don't think any one of us told anyone about our visions.
I forgot what your guys' was. Don't tell me.
I don't think you shared them. You heard them, but you didn't. I don't think your character shared them.
I think so. I thought some of us did.
I shared mine. About Gingy. That's all you got.
Well, you have shared it.
Oh, those visions. Visions.
Yeah.
Visions.
I have shared it. I shared the important part.
I shared mine.
Problem solved.
Yeah.
You did, yeah. And we were like, what?
Yeah.
Tidal wave? No.
tidal wave
Earth
destroys.
destruction.
Yeah, wave of destruction destroys everything.
That wasn't the vision that we're talking about. That was a different vision.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
It was?
Yeah, she had a different one.
In the Palace of Mirrors, you all had different visions. Or was it when
We had 2 visions though. We usually it was like, what do we want to see, and then
Oh.
what's the price? The price
Right.
was the thing we didn't want to see.
Yeah.
So she had that one, but then she also had the one where she was being tortured or something. Or no, you were like on fire, screaming.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Wait, what was the vision? Weren't you in that vision?
We
yeah.
were all in that one.
Yeah.
Were we all on fire?
No.
No, just her. She was sacrificing herself.
That's
Yeah.
right. Okay, yeah. Okay, right.
I don't remember my nice one now.
Yeah, I don't either, actually.
Well, I think your nice
Only-
one was like, where's the place we gotta go?
Only remember the pain.
Oh yeah, because that was like the okay.
It was
Yeah.
like the last one that you had to do in order to dial it in, because you had all decided to
That's
selfishly use your visions for.
I asked about tack.
So selfish.
So yeah, you have seen something like this. It's not this thing. It's
Are you holding it?
It's a slightly different style.
Sure.
You know what, Ava? I think that is kind of my style. Do you mind if I hang on to that?
Sure.
Thanks. Can I just do a quick look at it?
Sure.
Inspect it with my dumb brain? That's not bad. That says fit 14.
Okay. I'm trying to decide what to tell you.
Nothing.
It's not his style.
What you do notice from this thing is that you're kind of looking at it, and you're like trying to make it do something, right? And you push on it, and this bottom area kind of slides out, and there's a hollow compartment inside. There's nothing in there, but there's almost a circular, well, of course it's circular because this is circular, but there's a circular compartment at the bottom of the thing. You kind of like pushing and sliding and pushing and.
There's no batteries. Okay. I'm just gonna pocket it for right now or put it in my backpack.
All right. Very good.
Should we press those? But there's another panel like the one before, right?
There is another panel, like the one
that's
before.
different.
It looks like this.
Should we press those buttons or whatever they are?
Oh, fuck. Fuck. That's not the enter button.
You got any other hidden maps in your brain, Avril?
No, unfortunately not.
All right.
I mean, we put in that first code, but we don't even know if that's what triggered it. It could have just been one, piece in the sequence.
Right. Do those symbols even match that panel? Or are they totally different?
They match. It's still the same alphabet.
So it's just a different order of them?
But there's spaces between. Let me write it down so you guys can look at it. I'll scribble it down so they can see this.
Just don't write it on your mind map. We can't see that.
Are you sure? It is very annoyingly in my face right now.
Why don't you give me a wisdom save, please? Yeah.
You said it so casually. Just give me a wisdom save. You got a headache.
You're +1 at that save.
How do you know?
Because you're standing next to me.
Well,
what?
plus one on top of whatever you are.
Yeah, whatever you have a +1. Or of protection.
Oh, okay. I'm going to re-roll that.
What is that?
Okay.
Can't see it.
Nat 20.
Nice!
20.
Open
Damn.
close.
I feel like I haven't rolled a 20 in like a year, and then I just rolled 2 in
Yeah.
10 minutes.
All right. So you begin
another year now.
begin writing down what these characters are, and you feel this like overwhelming compulsion to create an exact duplicate copy of the map.
What a waste of a re-roll. I could have just made a map.
You grit your teeth and you decide to just copy the portion that you intended to copy in that exact order and to do no more than that.
I'm wasting my fucking crits on some stupid shit. I'll show it to you guys.
So you guys see this sequence, right? Is that what you've drawn out here? Is these characters?
And they're underlined sort of on my mind map, but it's not with like ink or anything. It's just it's like embossed,
What's this one? That one I don't see anywhere else. Right?
Yeah, there's a few new symbols on there. I mean, Grayson wouldn't know that, but I feel like that's the code to enter the elevator, and then this is the floor we're on.
Yeah, I'll pretend I didn't hear that.
Yeah, but Grayson wouldn't know that.
That does make sense.
Why wouldn't he know that?
Because I don't know how elevators work.
Yeah, I don't think we've ever even.
I mean, we've been in one
Waterdeep could have elevators. I don't know.
Well, and also when we were.
But they wouldn't be electronic.
No, but we did go into like basically a dumbwaiter to go to the Underdark when we.
Yeah, but they weren't. They were like done by ropes and pulleys.
ropes
Like,
and
this
pulleys.
is totally different.
But we know what signs are.
Yeah.
We know like towns are labeled by signs.
Yeah.
Important buildings are labeled by signs. We could definitely be like, well, perhaps this is the area we're in now.
Yeah, because
Right,
this
right.
is
Where's the
that.
area we want to be? But
I mean, give me an intelligence check to kind of make that
Yeah, to
that
make that logical
logical leap.
connection. Intelligence. What are we gonna do with intelligence? That's gonna be a 12.
I mean, so. Which part of it do you not get? Is the question. You're not sure that this is an elevator, right?
Yeah.
Like you look at this room and it's enormous for one thing. It would have to be run by giants, and then also in the elevators that you've been in,
There's pulley. So I'm
you know,
just
there
like,
would be ropes and things like that. But it's not unreasonable for you to go, okay, well, this obviously this magic panel has done something with the doors before.
yeah.
This
So there's a code. There's a code that was added to the map that we needed to open this door. So there's presumably a different code to open the other set of doors.
But what I'm saying is that, listen, I'm stressed out. What I'm saying is that perhaps we put in too much of the code.
Okay.
You know, we did open the door, but who's to say the whole code opened it, or the first part of it, or the first letter, or just touching the panel opened it?
You put these 6 characters in, and then you said you hit wherever the.
I thought
I put the whole thing in.
My understanding was like you had gotten this far and pushed enter, right?
Well, you misunderstood.
No, apparently I did.
Well, all right.
Well, as we put in those first 6, it lit up green. The button lit up green, so I pressed that one.
Oh, I see. You fucked it up.
We're in hell now.
No, I'm just trying to figure out a way we can explain that away.
So maybe if we try the next
Chunk.
chunk in the
All right.
sequence.
I'll
How
do
many
it.
characters?
I'll underline them for you on the piece of paper here.
Sure.
So
This
it
is
was
the new
this
one.
first 6,
Bloop, bloop, bloop.
and then there's 3 here. So
All right, I'll click those buttons.
Won't you take me to
Funky
Town?
Okay.
no.
All right. So you click those. The red light turns to blue, right? And it's accompanied by this kind of awful buzzing sound, right? It goes over and over and over again. And the 2 giant doors slowly begin to like.
The ones behind us?
Yeah, yeah.
Should
I
we
assume you're
leave?
all standing inside, yes?
Probably.
All right. Well,
We missed our chance to leave, I think.
Goodbye, Ronald
So-
P. The P. Dusty Bones the second.
Ronald
Yeah,
P.
as the
P.
door,
Silverbones.
just as the doors begin to close, you see one of the statues, the skeletons turn around and go,
Oh God.
that doesn't happen.
we left him
It would be
behind.
so great, though. All right. And then everybody give me a perception check.
You perceive that you'll be trapped here forever until you're dead.
Well, everyone start making marks on the wall.
22.
Ooh,
to 3.
19.
Doors
That's
closed
a
for 10
dirty
seconds.
20.
What was this again?
Perception.
Then that is a 11.
4.
22.
22.
Oh damn!
I'm like,
You can tell it's very subtle, but somewhere there's cold air coming in.
What are you doing?
you guys feel that?
Feel what?
No.
The cold air. It's where I feel it. I feel it. I feel it.
Where's it coming from?
It's not coming from you.
No.
Can I tell where it's coming from?
Fucking cold farter.
It's a doppelganger thing. I can't help it.
Yeah, as you kind of like move around the room, you realize that there must be some sort of very fine but almost imperceptible panels in the ceiling that are letting this air in somehow.
On the ceiling. think it's coming from up there.
Should we push on it?
Yeah. I can't. Can you reach? Who's tall?
Well,
Who's tall?
so the ceiling is 15 feet above you, right?
Get
quite
on
the
Grace's
I have a spear.
shoulders.
I have a spear now, right?
Yes, you do have a spear.
Can I take my spear?
Uh-huh.
Stab at the ceiling.
Sure.
Okay.
Just give me an intelligence investigation check.
Grayson will give you a boost if you need it.
Okay. Where's my investigation? Intelligence.
Real strong.
Bottom up.
I'll let you use perception if you want to use that.
Oh, okay.
Mhm.
12.
12. You're up there. You don't have a ton of leverage. You're just kind of stabbing around at random. Your point doesn't sink very deeply into the material up there. It does sound, you're expecting, because there's air coming from there, to have kind of like a hollow like ring to it. It doesn't. It looks like it's fairly sturdy. So it does not yield whatever secret it has very easily or very readily. But at about the time that you're kind of like stabbing around, and you take a moment to kind of pause and take it all back in, like, what am I missing? At that point, the buzzing stops, the light goes out, and the panel goes bloop doop. And
I think I pressed something.
What did you press?
I don't know, but everything stopped when I did that.
it lights up again.
I'm sorry. The doors don't open?
The doors do not open.
And it's dark in here now?
There are three. How many sets? There are like 3 sets of symbols, right?
Right.
Yeah, I wrote them down here.
So maybe the 3rd set.
All right, go for it.
That's way too many. You pressed way too many.
I messed up a few times. I had to go back.
You cannot.
Yeah, click, click. You have to shake the whole
drops
thing
down
in
the
order
shaft
to
and
get it.
kills us.
Oh God.
All right. So then there's again this grinding noise, and the doors on the far side now slowly begin to trundle open.
The new doors?
Yes, the new doors. There is a slight hiss. Not particularly loud, but just a quick kind of like psst. And then there's definitely like a wave of cool air that washes over
One
you.
me.
It's a floor full of doppelganger farts.
Again, everybody give me a perception check, or you can give me a knowledge nature survival check.
Ooh, I could do one of those.
16.
Either way, it's a 7.
18.
I got a 16 as well.
I'm
So
rolling
18
my
was high,
ass
16?
today.
All right, so with 18 and 16, the two of you are probably the most in tune with nature out of anybody in the party. You take a breath in, and there's something a little bit stale about this air. There's something like it's not dry and dusty, like as if you had walked into an old tomb, but like you take a breath and there's just a little bit of like heaviness on your heart, as if it's just not. You've taken a breath, but it's just not really fully registered.
This place
Hasn't
makes
come-
me sad.
Something feels off.
I don't like it here.
It's quiet.
It is quiet. But it's sad.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Okay. My 16 didn't get me anything.
You do notice that there's something odd about the atmosphere here, but it doesn't quite reach you in quite the same way.
Okay.
Right? Like her being a druid, him being a ranger, definitely like they can tell like when they breathe in, there's something wrong. For you, it's just kind of like
Unpleasant.
ugh, yeah. It puts you off, right?
I'm pissed.
The door opens.
It's an iPad?
And
Oh my God! You found your iPad.
I found my iPad. I did not find my iPad. And you
Is that a
see
fake iPad? What is that?
this.
What
Yeah.
is that?
Do you need some help, Tom?
No, it's fine.
Is that a fake iPad?
My little,
Swipe and screen.
it's my little GM display screen. I just
That's
put the thing,
adorable.
I
That's
put the
so
thing in
cool.
upside down. That's all.
Where'd you get that?
I got it off of a Kickstarter.
specifically for this, or is it for like schools or something?
It is specifically for GMing. Like
Wow.
the original concept was like you could buy like a set of like 3 of them and like set them up as a GM screen for yourself.
Oh. Like how they have fake buttons.
Yeah, it's got little fake buttons. It's
Beep boop boop.
it is a little bit kind of like sci-fi, and I was like, I'm going to use it for displaying all of our illustrations.
Oh, you have the coolest toys.
It's pretty great to be me a lot of the time. I'll let you guess which times it's not great to be me.
Like a dog vomit in bed times.
Yeah, going to the emergency hospital with a dog twice in one weekend. No, thank you, anyone. So
Every
yeah,
time he has
so
a bag of
ahead of
groceries,
you,
it falls out the bottom.
Oh, that did happen to me the other day, and I was just like, all right. Where are the fucking hidden cameras?
so ahead of you, you see this. First of all, the hallways here are enormous. You're standing at the edge of what appears to be some sort of enormous structure, right? Again, the walls are covered in this strange bluish ivory paneling. The hallways are about 20 feet wide. They're almost like roads. You know, they're very wide. The lighting here is dim, but you can see that there is a circular area in front of you and then hallways that continue on. There's a hallway that goes straight ahead. There's a couple of doors to either side of you. There's passageways that go left and right. You feel as if you stand on the edge of an enormous maze or labyrinth, right? Yeah, like I said, the air is not necessarily, doesn't have a lot of odor to it, but it feels odd or wrong. The lighting is dim, and there's strange bits of refuse left laying about. You don't see any obvious signs of life.
Is that where we are inside that hole? Is that the elevator?
Nope, you're standing at this is the view
This is
from where
what
the
we
doors
see?
open. This is what you see.
So there's like a shaft in front of us? Or is that a floor?
Uh,
That circular bottom part.
That's there's a floor there.
That's floor, okay.
Really?
I thought it was a hole.
It looks like a shaft.
Yeah. It's just like an optic illusion, I
Let's
guess.
take a look.
Oh, maybe it is a shaft.
Is that the maze we're not supposed to see?
There are pieces of the adventure that I should decide to read.
Megan and I
I
are
know.
just staring at
one
it.
at a time.
I know which way to go.
I crit my perception check.
Well, if you're ever in a maze, you just put a hand on a wall and you just follow that.
What if the wall eats your hand?
Well,
Wait,
use
what?
your other hand.
Wait, say it again?
You put your hand on a wall and you follow that, and you never take your hand off the wall. Eventually, you make it to the end.
Yeah, you just follow.
That's true.
What?
Yeah, because eventually,
There has to be an exit.
there
the
has to be
maze.
an exit connected to it.
So it looks like that does go down. Who knows how far? It's
Oh,
hard-
that
from
is a
where you
hole.
are, it does sink down a little bit.
What if
For
it's
sure.
a hedge?
I mean, just,
You can
you
touch
don't have to
the
actually
You can't
touch the
touch
wall.
a hedge.
You can just keep your
God.
hand there and
What
never,
have I
like,
done?
all right.
Are you a hedge fondler?
No.
Oh my god, Megan. Why has no one told me this about mazes?
Well, most people don't get trapped in mazes in real life.
It ruins the illusion, too.
I feel like I've been trapped in several corn mazes. Trapped or
Doesn't
What?
surprise me.
lost. Trapped. I felt trapped.
She has a lot of enemies, and they come up with elaborate plans.
Crap,
for her.
I've woken up in a maze again.
Again.
Every time.
Shit.
It's just like waking up in an invisible ghost ship, you guys. Like the first 2 times, a little freaky, but after that, you get used to it.
Yeah,
It's just a
there.
corn maze. Get over it.
Okay, I'll walk forward and peek down the shaft if I can see anything.
So it's about 9 feet deep, and then it's sealed off with some sort of like metal flooring or whatever.
Oh, okay.
But nothing's down there. 9 feet down.
You do see a few more bits of like trash and whatnot that are laying down there. It looks like
I can place he's a janitor.
it looks like things have been thrown in there actually,
Just
or whatever.
Just an ancient trash hole.
It's got some strange plants that are
Holes can
growing
be
inside
dangerous.
of it. You know,
I eat
Down
them.
there?
Yeah, down at the bottom you can see that there's some patches of like vine and small like beanstalk type of
Is
things.
this the first plant we've seen here?
But they're bright red.
Ooh, I really want to go down and look at them.
Interesting.
I'm gonna. I see some plants down there.
Oh,
I'm gonna go. Do you want to come take a look?
Okay.
You're a druid. You can maybe do a little more nature, just like I can.
Okay.
I try and avoid holes if I can.
All right, so the two of you are just gonna climb down there. Is that the plan? Great.
Grayson and I will stand at the top, like a construction site.
Let's
Where one guy
Misty
digs
step.
the hole. And
1, 2, 3. Just Misty step.
I'm wasting a spell slot when I made a spell slots.
Come on.
All right, so
can
are you
jump 9
going down
feet.
first? Who's going down first?
I'll go down first.
Okay. All right. So you guys slip down there.
Whoa!
This is a lot further than I thought.
Oh, there were spikes down
Well,
here.
9 feet down.
This is the Mortal Kombat pit.
The floor down here, it looks like it's covered with quite a bit of like kind of like clods of dirt and pieces of organic material, and there's kind of this like little mound of what you're wondering may have once been a corpse or something like that, where these plants and vines are growing out of this thing, right?
Ew.
No, I think
I
it
blow
was
my
different.
whistle.
Give me a survival check.
Okay, dokie.
You can give me a survival check too if you'd like.
But
Oh,
what happens
jeez.
when she blows that whistle, though?
Ronald.
That whistle, though.
Ronald plus plants. Kawaii Ronald.
There
Oh
we
my
go.
god.
I got a
Here it comes.
Okay. I got
Stands for
a 10.
What? Kawaii?
plus plants.
plus
Plus
plants.
plants.
Got 10.
I got a 23.
23.
That's better than my 10.
Yeah.
I was gonna say before you use that reroll, like wait.
Stop though.
Yeah.
Don't though.
So you're looking at this, at the strange patterns in the plants, and what's happening over here?
I mean,
Yeah, like
it's
the
like
whole thing.
I feel it's like stealing bases in baseball. As a rogue, like she should be able to do that. And if you don't
You
get
just have
captured.
too many.
Yeah. You just
So
get
you're
some.
sort of fascinated by these plants, and as you look at them, you notice that there's this, for a brief moment, there's this pulse of color that goes through them, like almost as if somebody were pulling bubbles through a straw. You see like a little wave of like blue, like ripple through it, and a little wave of green, ripple through the plants, and you're rather fascinated by this. You are looking at this thing, and you kind of shift your weight, and you feel the ground underneath you kind of like give like a gurgling noise.
Oh, you guys jumped into a mouth.
And then you turn and look, and you see one little, like mound of goop over in the corner here begin to curl up and curl towards you.
Oh my god, you fucking got, it's like an angler fish. You
Now
got
you wanna-
anglered.
now you wanna
You
Misty
both
step.
got anglered.
Venus flag.
Roll for initiative. Can I have the monster
Misty
manual?
step.
Oh
at the
my
same
god, you got
time.
anglered. This is so frustrating.
You got anglered?
Oh my god.
Of course, now I roll good.
I roll good.
I roll good.
Good time to roll good.
Oh, well, those were close, weren't they? I've got an 18 on initiative.
18, huh?
Excuse me, my jorts are riding up.
Don't do it.
Don't do it.
Hey, just wait till after the game. Like, I don't complain about my jeggings,
I really think you should maybe try out some jeggings.
I just don't know where to. I don't know where to find jeggings.
Let's go jegging shopping.
Okay.
Okay. Don't get used jeggings because they're basically underwear.
Yeah.
So don't risk that.
Can you pass me Volo's Guide to Monsters, please?
Oh boy. Next level.
I can tell you the facts of anglerfish. You don't want to
Have animal facts.
of animal facts.
All right.
Oh my god.
Oh, Storm Giant Dreamwalker. I'll just use that. All right.
It's Xanathar.
What did you get? British?
Do well. 12.
The 12.
She saw pretty lights.
Pretty lights.
I'm like two.
These make me feel nice.
All right,
Did we help you guys down there with a rope or anything? You're just,
They
We just
jump.
dove
It's
head
9
first.
feet.
it's just 9 feet. I
What's my-
wouldn't jump 9
What's my vertical
feet.
leap? What's my vertical leap?
Probably like a foot. You're good at
Nah.
shooting things,
Use
you're
as
not
many
good at
as you want.
jumping.
You try another one.
You
Spend them
think you're
all.
jumping really high though? You're like, ha, see that sick air?
Oh,
We're like,
there we go.
yeah, okay, fine. You jump really
you could do
high.
I got air, yo.
All right. So, so 20 and above.
damn it.
Who's on 20 and above? Anyone?
I rolled a natural 20, but
So you
I'm
got a
negative
19.
1. Yeah.
Uh-huh. So you're first.
I got 18. Sorry, what?
I'm 19.
Grayson's on 19.
Oh, okay.
Okay. What would you like to do?
So
I mean, as far as you know, nothing's wrong.
What? We're watching a lip curl around your bodies. What are you talking about?
yeah, so it looks like whatever.
Yeah,
is
you're
there.
standing on the edge, and you can actually see like this whole thing begin to like convulse like a giant muscle.
Okay. Pull out Shatter
Your hair
Spike.
can't save you now, Havana.
Pull out Shatter Spike.
Which sorts of like can you list the types of body horror that absolutely wig you out so that I can make sure to not incorporate them into every single encounter? Because so far I feel like I'm batting 1,000 with things that are under your skin and then weird mouth stuff that curls up on you.
Under your skin. Don't say that.
Oh, okay.
Don't say it.
Perfect. All right.
Don't mention Brendan Fraser. Because then I'll think of the Mummy.
Oh no.
And then I'll think of the Beatles.
Yeah.
Oh.
The band, and I hate
The
them.
bad one.
I just don't think Ringo had talent.
I get it, it's poppy, it's catchy, but is it good?
Yeah.
All right. So
I pull out Shatter Spike and I jump down and I like downward strike the ground.
all right. Go ahead. I'll give you advantage on that
gulp?
roll.
It's just you left. We're all dead.
It just Pac-Mans him.
Yeah.
Now I have to pull 3 people up, and I'm 4.5 feet tall.
Everybody jump into the mouth of the monster.
This is something I should be doing alone, and the 3 of you should actively be trying to help me.
A dirty-
This reverse is not fun.
A dirty 20.
Yeah, that hits.
All right, and then that's 12 damage.
Okay, but what if you kill it and then it dies
Second attack.
and then its muscles relax around all of you and it slivers down into the hole it came
that's
from
what
and I never
Tor-
see you again.
Then
It's a risk
Then-
we have to take.
What the hell? It's not. Just get out of the hole. Oh my
Well,
god.
we can't. It's not my turn.
oh, that's a natural 20. for
Oh,
that one.
yeah.
Oh, look at you.
Well, now you're definitely gonna kill it and fall to your death into the wormhole.
8.
Unique plants in a weird place are my goat. I just had to check them out.
15 damage.
I had to see what they
On
were.
the second hit.
Listen, I love a good shit closet, so I totally understand that. But this is not the appropriate reaction.
Listen, I can't do anything from up here. I
From
do-
up where?
From 9 feet up.
I have a rope.
Kirby.
Yeah, but I can't do anything.
Kirby.
You don't have a rope? I swear to God, you have a rope.
He's
I know.
not strong.
I'm sure. That's not true.
Turn in a rope. Become rope.
I can lift them out. I can basically toss them out if I wanted to.
You didn't though. You stabbed the ground.
Me and Grayson both have illusions as to what we can do with our feats of strength. I can jump 9 feet, and you can throw me 9 feet. Both
have-
true.
I've been thrown quite far, but
So that was 19. 18.
I'm 18.
Me.
No, I'm 17. Sorry. Go ahead.
I
You're
throw a
18.
rope down into the pit and say, "Are you fucking kidding me?"
Wait, did he do? How did that go?
Yeah,
okay?
he stabbed in it, and you could feel the floor like woggle underneath you.
Woggle.
Woggle, woggle.
You guys grab onto this. I almost did Sylvana's voice instead of Avril's.
Who that?
Oh God.
So you throw a rope down there and start screaming at them like, "Get on! Grab the rope! Grab the rope!"
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I guess as an action, is there anything nearby to tie the rope to?
Well, you tell me.
No, is what I'm. I'm gonna brace. Maybe I can brace myself on the.
You could kind of
wall
go
here.
around the
Yeah.
corner of it, you
I'm just
know.
gonna try and use my
That's
action
clever.
to create leverage.
Sure.
That sounds
Why don't you? I'm gonna call that an intelligence check. I'm sorry, but that's what I'm gonna call that. You're trying to find the proper position to give yourself maximum leverage with your rope.
I don't need to be smart
Okay. What do
to
you need?
know how to be cool.
So you're saying it should be a charisma check?
Sure, yeah. No,
Where's the coolest place I can put this rope?
I mean, Avril's really experienced in like the physicality of things. Like I have a huge like. What about acrobatics or something? That's all about how you're positioning your body and Come on, man. I don't need to be smart to do corners. Since fucking when? You think Lenny from Mice and Men freaking needed to read a book to know how to lift a man out of a hole?
I will graciously allow you to make an acrobatics check on this.
Fuck!
You rolled a 3.
Reroll. I
Here
fought
it
for
comes.
this. Okay, that's a 20, dirty 20.
All right, very good. Yeah, so you realize that you can kind of like go around the corner and then go around the other corner, and that will give you enough friction to be able to brace the rope should something that weighs roughly 3 times what you do try and climb up there.
Okay, I was hoping one at a time, but yeah, if y'all want to.
No, I think I just weigh 3 times.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah, okay.
Easily, like what are you in full plate?
Yeah.
Like what is that's probably 220 pounds
Probably.
for sure. Yeah, yeah. All right, so that was on 18, 17.
Just lift me. Do you
No!
even lift?
Why'd you get in that hole?
I'm gonna Misty step up
Okay.
and then shoot down with my bow.
What did I tell you about killing the monster you're inside?
Well, I'm not inside it, but I feel like I could slow it down. I
Fire.
mean, should I
Fire.
not fire? I feel like I
Do
should
it.
kill the thing. He tried to kill it.
What if you were like in a whale? Would you try to murder it from the inside?
Yeah, have you never played Gears of War 2?
No, I haven't.
Go on.
They,
Tell us the plot of that game.
they get eaten by a giant worm and they chainsaw their way out of
And
it.
they're fine.
Yeah.
But that's not what you're doing. You're not
fine.
trying to cut through it. You're killing it, and if you were in a whale, the whale would die and sink to the bottom of the ocean.
I just want it to be make clear that it looks like I jumped 9 feet when I Misty stepped.
You can't jump that high.
Y'all see that jump?
You're not jumping using magic.
No, I jumped.
All right, so you misty step up to the edge, spin, draw your bow,
Yeah.
and begin pin cushioning this thing to the best of your ability.
Pew pew. That is a 9
it.
plus 17.
That hits. Mhm.
Dope. Damn it. You don't want me to do damage?
I don't want you to. No, you
No,
don't
I
have to.
meant Havana. I'm in Avril. Ooh, 8. That's a max.
No, I don't want you all to perish because
That's
you.
11 piercing.
We'll be fine.
And then I'm going to use Planar
No
Warrior.
one else thinks this is a bad idea.
Add
Really?
Add a D8 to this shot if I hit.
Okay.
That's only a 12. I mean, it's a big ground thing. Like
I know. Let me check the stats here. Armor class, 13.
Well, I'm gonna reroll. Only 13.
Where'd you get these rerolls from?
You gave them to.
I know I did.
I mean, Chad also gave me a couple, so.
Yeah, yeah.
Spent like 5 just trying to get a good initiative.
Well,
I
that's
did.
14,
I'm
so
gonna
that's
have
gonna
to
hit.
recall some of my rerolls.
No, it doesn't work that way.
That is 13 plus 3, 16 piercing.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And then. That's
How much
that's
more can
probably
you
it.
do? Because you
I was
did a
gonna-
Misty Step, right?
Yeah, that was a bonus and then an action. I was going to see if I can help her with the rope, but I'll do that next turn because I feel like we're going to need it
This
to get
is
him.
fine.
Well, I mean, you're not holding anything yet until he
All
gets
right.
I'm holding the burden of y'all's decisions.
Wow.
Whoa.
That's all true. All right.
Says shit closet McGee.
Yeah, I
Hey.
know.
The only
High or
one that got
low?
hurt in that situation was me.
Hi.
Mrs.
Hi.
Goat surgery here.
Again, a me problem.
No,
All
that was me actually.
A Thon problem. Who cares about that guy?
So the floor undulates. You hear a horrific rippling belch come from underneath you, and then it just kind of like rises up and just kind of slumps itself on top of you, right?
Yay.
So
You've been
that's
slumped.
pretty cool.
that a
Please
status
give
effect?
me a dexterity saving throw, please.
I'm sorry, what just happened? It slumped on top
Yeah,
of her?
so it literally like picked itself up like it was a dish rag that was kind of like under its own, you know, like if you picked up a dish rag, the corners would kind of curl in and then it forms like this big wave that then begins to roll forward and try to crush Avril.
18.
18. Ava, I'm sorry. Yeah.
Avril.
All right, so
I shit it.
oh man, this sucks the way this thing attacks. All right, so yeah, it rolls towards you. You roll out of the way, kind of dodge to the side, and it kind of like gives this as it flaps towards the
Excuse
end.
Oh my god.
and convulses, but you've dodged out of the way. Otherwise, it would have closed around you and begun squeezing you. So that's its turn. That's on 17. So Ava, that makes you left.
After it does that, I want to put my hand out and poison spray it. I can do that too. And then I want. I think I can do this. I want to Misty Step. Look at me jump too!
Whoa!
Can I do that?
Can you do both of those things? Because Misty Step is a spell, right?
Yeah,
I
guess
guess
the
that
bonus
Poison
action.
Spray is a cantrip, though,
cantrip.
right? So
It is,
yeah,
yeah.
you can fire off both of those things. Sure.
So the poison spray is Constitution save.
DC what?
17.
Ooh. Crank it. The poison, 'cause it's a big mouth. It has to. Don't look at me like that.
You know the answer.
Swallow them.
Same exact result. All right, I'm gonna let it stand. So how much damage?
2d12. This is a 12, right? Are you a 12? No, you're not a 12. You're a 10.
2d12. That's a lot.
I know.
It's a
This is a 12. I
cantrip.
don't know which one.
Best cantrip.
No. Come on, 3.
Double 3.
damage.
You said 3.
You
Come on,
ran.
3. You got
Ask
a
for that
3.
3.
I did.
Yes, my lady.
6 damage.
Misunderstood me, dice.
Round 2, Grayson. You managed to keep your footing as this thing shifts and
God.
move
Is it
towards Ava.
Is it a thing or
he's
is it
down there
on a
alone.
place?
Just Misty Step.
It's a thing, basically,
up?
right? Like,
Alright.
but it's
Everyone
large.
must be
It's a
fat.
large size. It's still around you or near you,
I'm a.
but it's pulled itself up into like this big rolling mass.
Cool. I'm gonna slash the fuck out of it.
All right.
Or climb the rope I put down there for you.
Or jump.
19 for the first hit. 12 for the second. No, 14 for the second hit.
They both hit.
Yeah, of course they do. So that's that'll be 12 damage, and then a measly 7 damage.
Damn.
Avril.
Why did I put this rope down here?
For later.
Are you fucking serious?
I don't see the rope. I'm in combat.
I yelled down at you and said grab the rope.
Oh, I didn't hear that.
Yes, you did. I skipped my turn. I don't know what to do. I'm fucking holding this rope for these fuckers jumping out of the hole. He's just fucking hanging out in the hole.
She said jump. What? She said jump. We jump.
Oh. You know what they say? Paladins can't jump. All that plate holding them down.
All right, so you're going to. Oh, by the way, Kirby gives a reroll to Megan.
Yay! Thank you, Kirby.
Dun, dun, dun.
Oh,
Wow,
nice.
fancy.
I guess I'll. Fuck. So the creature isn't the floor.
Not anymore.
It's now like slurped itself up off the floor.
Slurp.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
It's called a slurp in the monster manual. Please look it up.
When you look at
Scientific
it, what
term.
you
Don't even. What the fuck?
This
I don't know
guy.
what you're planning, but.
there's just hundreds and hundreds of.
Stop. No.
You see
No.
Brendan Fraser like lifting.
Remember when I was in movies?
Monkey Bone was a good movie.
It's pronounced Fraser. Fraser.
You ever see Back in Action?
What does he sound like, Eric?
Yeah, what the hell?
Hi everyone, it's me, Brendan Fraser.
What the hell?
What a great day for baseball, everybody. Huh?
If I were a hot dog, I'd eat myself.
Nom, nom, nom. I just slurped myself up off the floor there.
We really need to stop saying the word slurp because it makes
It's
me
like
wanna
I'm filled with
attack you.
thousands and thousands of beetles.
Oh, get it under my skin. Oh no. Oh no.
Was there unlocking chat just to like make me as sick of my own life as possible?
They're under my fingernails.
I'll
Oh.
add that next time, but no.
That's a little too far.
Was it?
Yeah.
Yeah, everyone thinks that's fucked up. You fucking like it or something?
Maybe I'm.
Ah.
God damn it.
It's hard being a ranger.
Oh my god. Okay. I guess with my bonus action, I'm gonna just tie the rope around my waist, and
Sure.
then with my action, I'll throw a wave at the thing.
All right. Give me an attack roll.
That hits.
Definitely hits. You rolled a 17. Man, Varguil, I gotta use some of these things.
Would this be a sneak attack since the monster's preoccupied?
Not because it's
Yes.
preoccupied, but because it is in direct combat with Grayson.
Yeah, preoccupied.
I don't consider that preoccupied. He's not that much of a threat.
Oh.
I've done so much damage.
Not enough.
I crit him.
I think you're like stabbing it with a toothpick. Maybe that's it.
I think
And oh my
Tom's
god,
just
it's
salty
3d6 or 4?
because of
I keep forgetting to.
destroying it.
Is it 3 or 4?
It's 3d6.
Yeah, it's 3d6 now.
I think it's. Is it 4? It's 7 or 8?
Something like that.
Something like that. Something like that. Do you know what I'm 6.
You ruined
Okay,
it all.
so I roll this 4 times. 3, 6, 8, 10. That was lame.
All right.
But it's magical damage. So
Oh, it's magical
it's
damage.
times 3.
All right. So, Wave goes streaking down there and plunges into the heart of this creature, whatever it may end up being in terms of wherever its heart may be, and slashes this huge hole into it, right? And the thing shudders and convulses a couple of times, and then Wave comes back up into your hand, and you see it kind of the weird convulsing mass kind of give this, and then it just begins to like flop down to this limp pile of sinewy flesh.
Will you please get out of the hole now?
Oh, okay. You might want some other people to anchor this.
I
I've
got
worked
it.
really hard.
Nope.
Just let me do this.
She's got it.
Climb up the damn rope.
Okay. I'll climb up the rope.
Okay, great. It's the adventures of Tony.
Thank you, Adventures of Tony.
Why don't the two of you, while they're doing that, why don't the two of you give me perception checks, please?
Okie dokie.
Good teamwork. We killed that monster. It was a monster.
14.
I got a 13.
All right, very good. So Grayson comes clambering up, and you brace the rope, and you pull yourself up out of the hole.
It was a monster, and we killed it.
Yeah.
It
We
seem
did
like
a good
monster.
thing.
It's
Yeah.
probably evil.
Are those plants still down there? Or is that like the trick to get you down there? The red.
They're
weird-
still down there. So it's like
I like how
look
you're
at
like
the
the thing
plants.
that got you attacked by a monster. You're like, oh, let's do that again.
Yeah, let's go look at those plants.
God damn it!
it's like a mound of growth or something like that. You know, it's like a mound of dirt on top of the thing. Yeah, there's still that stuff is still down there.
I kind of still want to look at it. I mean,
So you can
Killed it, so-
you can see that there are bits of rags down there. There's some various bones and whatnot. There's some, kind of green, viney things and whatnot.
this is like the first creature we've killed in some other continent. It's strange. I just want to see what it's about. Do you mind if I go back down there or just take a look? Very quickly. I won't take long. I'll keep in mind that there's a rope here in case I need to.
Yeah, I'll be on. I can lift you up in the rope. No problem.
I've got the rope thing, okay?
She's
Okay,
got the rope.
okay.
Let her rope. I can also jump if I need to, like I did before, so it's not a big deal.
Yeah, can you just do that infinitely forever?
Forever. Yeah. Twice a day. I'm going to go down there and just to check out these plants. Maybe take a... What is that? What's happening? Don't talk to chat. Talk to us. We're here. Hello? Okay, well now...
You climb down there and check it out. Okay, so give me intelligence investigation.
Inspiration. Thank you, chat. Oh God, what is that? Oh, this is terrible.
7 and 9.
God, awful. This was investigation, you said?
I mean, we've also been using wisdom perception, so if you'd rather do that.
They're the same. If it was like nature, it'd be better, but otherwise
No.
it's an 11.
11, huh? All right.
I can't only screw it in so far.
Actually, wait, I got a bunch of rerolls. Might as well use them. I'm gonna lose them. Oh, that went so far away. Oh, that's a 1. That's worse. Reroll. I'm not gonna fight any more floor monsters, right? There we go. 21.
21. Yeah. So, so you go picking through this stuff, and it looks like those some of those plants might have been part of the creature when you saw the pulse of color go through it. Must have, maybe it's some sort of antenna or something. They're no longer red or blue, right?
Oh, okay.
They've turned kind of this like dull greenish color.
Okay.
But like greenish gray, right? And so you begin kind of like sifting through what's the creature and what's not the creature. And like I said, you find bits of rag, but the fabric material is very strange. It feels like it's sheer like silk, but it's very strong. It's it's an incredibly tough type of silk, and it's got like the edges of the material where it's frayed don't fray into long kind of spools of thread. They just fray into tiny little fuzz balls at the end and stuff, right?
Huh.
Which is kind of a very strange behavior to you when you look at it, like how stretchy and strong this stuff is, but then the edges kind of turn into this almost like poofy clouds of material.
Okay.
Not literally vapor, but it's very, very odd that way.
I'll take those with me if I can.
Yeah. So you're digging through that. You find the other part that's weird to you is in one corner. You find what appears to be almost like a corpse, right? But it's completely made out of desiccated plant material. So it's like plant material that's been, like all of the liquid has been drawn out of it, right? That's desiccated. So it also has this, and then this has almost like a brown kind of quality to it because it's dry and crusty. And first you think it's this odd bundle of leaves, right? But then when you like get closer to inspect it and kind of pull some of the dirt and stuff away from it, you realize that it is in fact this mass of leaves that's kind of bound together in a kind of a human shape, this large kind of bulbous kind of head, and maybe there's some roots coming off the top of it and whatnot. That's laying in the bottom of there. You go to inspect this thing, you turn it over, and underneath there's a glint that catches your eye, right? And you reach out and you find this.
What the?
Luggage tag.
Well, that's odd. All right, if that's everything, I'll go back up and show everybody this. I found this. Anybody see anything like this?
No. Was that that was a creature, right?
At some point.
Yeah.
For some reason, this didn't decay like the rest of it. This is made out of metal, I assume, this part? This is actual...
That's what you actually find.
This is actually what I find.
Mm-hmm.
It has a
an
slip.
address label inside?
There's
I
a-
mean, you don't
Shrug.
recognize that writing. You don't actually. You can actually read those characters.
It's got some strange language on it that I've never seen, and this fell off. And I don't know what it is, but it certainly is unique and different. Well, good thing I checked, I guess.
Maybe, maybe, I mean, it's got this slot here. Maybe we could put the piece of paper I wrote you know, hieroglyphics on in there. Maybe it'll decipher it or decode it or something.
I don't know. Can I do like an Arcana check to see if anything magical about it?
Sure.
No, that's a 2.
Yeah, I mean, it's very strangely crafted, right? It's very strangely crafted. You haven't really seen anything of this make or design, so it's hard for you to determine, like, is it something that a wizard may have made? You could see it being some sort of wizard's trinket. Like,
Sure.
A lot of times, if wizards you've heard of wizards crafting things into, like, one-shot magical effects into things that aren't scrolls, for instance. You know, they're essentially one-shot magical devices. That you would maybe, like a flask that you would break and there would be, you know, some sort of effect or whatever. So maybe this is something like that, but you don't actually.
Kirby?
Gosh. Kirby, thing at 25.
You don't actually see any magical auras to it or anything like that. You certainly don't see any glyphs that you recognize as being magically charged or signs of a particular school of magic.
Well, I've never seen anything like this, but it might be more commonplace in this place that we've never been. Maybe this is just as a mundane item for them.
Yeah.
Well, let me just do my idea. If it doesn't work, it's not gonna
Yeah.
hurt.
Oh
nothing.
no, yeah, go for it. I don't.
I'm just gonna take this out and slip my piece of paper with the writing on it in here.
Okay. Nothing happens.
Worth a shot, I guess.
Yeah, couldn't hurt. Anybody else want to try anything? Or? All right. Well, let's keep moving, I suppose. We'll
All right.
the closer
So, since we're at a slight pause here, Adventures of Tony gives a re-roll to Havana.
Ooh, thank you.
So you get that back. Also, Tier 6 has been unlocked. That gives everyone 2 bumps.
Ooh, Bump City.
Yes.
Take me down.
Yes.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm. There you go.
Thank you.
Oh, that's so.
And also Tier 7 has been unlocked, which is I Know a God. You can invoke a
Ooh.
deity that you know, and they will send an avatar to answer 3 yes or no questions.
What is this?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Well, like
Actually, they can answer I don't know. So.
Oh. For the deities we know, is it like, can I look in the player's handbook, or is it anything I can think of as a person, or like, how does that work?
I mean,
You would have to name a recognized deity,
Right.
either from the Forgotten Realms or from something that your character would know.
So it has to be something that Thon had possibly heard of. I can't just pick one that's like obscure.
Right.
Okay,
But-
gotcha.
I mean, I probably would know.
Yeah. I just, sure. Okay. Where should we go next? Is there just one hallway, or is it like
No,
branch off?
so like I said, it branches off, and you know, it branches off to the left, it branches off to the right, and it goes straight ahead. Everybody, give me another perception check, please.
Another one? Oh my fudging gorsh.
It's
Oh,
not
well, they're
turning
all
up in
coming
here.
home.
You can call me Doctor. Nat
Really?
20, please.
What
Dr.
perception?
Mrs. Nat 20.
13.
Unnatural 20.
Unnatural 20. You got a nat 20?
Nat 20.
Look at that. So he comes out of Thon comes out of this pit with this strange token or trinket. You spend a few moments kind of examining it, fiddling with it or whatever. You put it away and begin looking around like, I don't know, should we go that way? Should we go over there? Should we go over there? As you look off to your left in the shadows, it gets darker I mean, it's fairly dark in this area anyhow, right? But as you look off to your left, you see, from peering from behind a big clump of, it looks like a clump of root or something like that, or maybe like part of a weird gnarled tree stump, which is kind of surprising, given their environs, that you'd see this growing in these strange corridors. But there is a short creature, green, bulbous eyes. Do I have a better picture of this thing? Green, bulbous eyes. It has tinges of blue to its skin, and I don't think I do really. It has a top knot of brown root growing out of the top of its head, and it looks like it's looking at you.
At all of us?
What are its eyes like?
A big globe, kind of like big.
Do they look like eyes though, or do they look like gems?
They look like eyes.
Okay.
But they're very large, and the pupils seem very small, right?
Hello, friend?
You don't see them.
Oh. I just sometimes say that in the dark.
He's talking to us.
Hello.
We're like, shh, there's somebody here. Shut up.
Oh.
I think I'm just going to like gently wave at it. Maybe just to kind of convey that we're friendly.
Okay. Why don't you give me a persuasion check?
Ooh, baby. Will I? That's a 18.
Okay. So you kind of give it a gentle wave or whatever. You can see it kind of peer down, kind of like hunker down, look at you, kind of like lean up on it. It looks like it's got a spear in its hand. And then it goes.
I'm gonna like nod back. Guys, I think we have some company.
Good company? Bad company?
I don't know. He's waving, smiling. I think he's just copying me though.
Hi. I don't know if that's fun or annoying.
What's happening? I can't see it.
How far away is it?
You'd say it's about 30, 35 feet.
Maybe I'll gesture for it to come over. Okay.
Should I draw my bow or?
No. Hold
Oh, okay.
on. It's not acting aggressively.
Well, I can't see it. I don't know what's happening.
Neither was that vine.
Well, once she starts communicating with it, you can see that it's in the darkness back there. You can make it out. You just
He doesn't have night vision.
You just didn't. You didn't notice it right off the bat.
Oh yeah.
Just use your human eyes. I mean, my human eyes see
Can I have
it.
a water?
Why'd you say it?
I asked
My
it
human
for
eyes see just fine.
I think we're prompting him to cast a spell or something.
Cast
Some
Vasa.
fucking water.
Someone pass
Don't
this on
throw
to
that.
that.
Oh god. that's
Lesser
very
hydration.
I'm gonna. I'm just gonna be like, hey guys, just like hang out here. I'm gonna try to quietly and gently approach it and see if it's friendly. Just be on the ready, maybe.
Okay. I'll just pull out my bow and have it ready.
Okay. I'm just gonna slowly walk towards it.
Okay. He sees you pull out your bow, and he kind of like gets his spear in front of him.
Did you pull out your bow?
Yeah.
You said be at the ready. I'm not drawing like an arrow. I'm just having it out.
Kind of hunkers down, looks at you. You start walking over towards him.
I'm just trying to be not aggressive, and I don't have a weapon out or anything.
Okay.
Hey. Hello there. Do you talk? do with that? I don't know.
Stop whistling. You're waking up
Punch
the
it in the
dog.
face.
Okay, so he's copying me, or it's copying me. So maybe I take out one of my daggers, and I pointed that, and then a spear, and then I put the dagger on the ground.
And he like pokes the dagger with his spear. He puts his spear down.
Oh.
Now kill him.
Yeah. Kick him.
Do it, Thorn.
End it.
Hey, Thorn, I am.
Go. You want to take us? Yeah. We'll follow you. Go with you. Me. You. Go. Okay. My friends come too? They come? Okay.
All right, so you begin walking down this long hallway. You can see that there's as you walk into this area, it very quickly becomes overgrown with like vines and gnarled roots and things like that, right? So there's plant life appears to have taken over this part of the maze. But you can catch flashes every once in a while of various doors that have been kind of like either covered over. Some of them even stand like partially open to your left and right as you head down this corridor. You go maybe 80, 100 feet, and it opens up into another T intersection, and you hear him like, and then from up ahead of you, you hear.
That just sounds a lot more aggressive, don't you guys think?
I guess.
It's hard to tell.
And assuming that you continue forward, you see roughly a dozen of more of these creatures who kind of like pop up either from out of doorways on either side of the corridor or up behind kind of some of these other gnarled roots and whatnot, right? So you're looking at,
Kill like
you know,
2 of them just to show them that we're serious.
12 or 13 of them. So they look like...
Oh God, what's on the back of that? Oh.
They look like this.
Are they in our elevator? Aren't they?
Well, there's these doors, you know, I said there's doors on either side where they...
What's the thing in the middle? Is that something different?
Yeah, so they do have this like weird kind of spiny dog-like creature that's with them.
They are fucking terrifying.
It's like Murlocs, but more human.
Yeah. So, you know, there's a large group of them. They appear to want to be taking you further into the complex. What would you do? You not agree with that? Do you want to do something different?
Are there fucking things coming out of their stomachs?
Yeah.
Did you not want to bring that up?
I mean,
How fucking weird and horrible that is?
how much body horror do you want me to describe?
It's like they're.
Well, I just don't know if I would trust something if
my
its
God.
guts were falling
They
out
are
of
the
its body.
Gwauld.
They are!
Oh!
I don't know what that means.
That's another Stargate reference.
Dang it!
It's like their chest hair, but it's on their stomach. Let's just
Oh my
pretend.
god.
Because they have
They're
armpit
like
hair that looks the same.
parasites.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Big godlike parasites.
That's just their-
snakes that climb in your
that's their
belly.
They
pubes.
have, they have
That's their
those are
pubes.
those are like brown roots. It is a lot like their little top knot things.
Yeah. Okay.
All right, so they you know they begin to kind of like move toward you and you know.
I mean, should we? I don't know where they're taking us.
I mean, they look like they live here, so if
Yeah,
anyone
and-
knows the lay of the land, it's probably them, you know?
One direction's as good as any at this point.
I'm not a fan of that.
I
band.
heard a rumor once that if you just put your hand on the wall of a maze, eventually you'll find the exit.
Smart.
Right? Blew my mind when I heard that.
All right. So, all right. So they escort you. Now you've sort of been following this passageway off to the left. They escort you to the right, which would be deeper into the maze or the labyrinth, right? Epic Forge. Epic Forge.
Thank you for the 5.
And several of them sort of like hang back at whatever their little like kind of like post or station is here, but then they kind of begin following in behind you, right? So they're curious, and it seems like they're having some sort of conversation amongst themselves, but a lot of it involves this strange like rattling kind of language that you get the impression that whatever vocal cords that they have don't work in the same way that yours do, right? And a lot of it is literally like them like rattling little like bead-like or nut-like structures in their throat or mouth
Like
against.
Groot.
Yeah.
Groot's reached the age where now his vocal cords have petrified, so that's why he can only say "I am Groot"
Very good.
Is that why?
in the comic. Yeah.
Epic Forge has unlocked 2 more bumps for
Thank
you.
you.
all.
Oh, thank you.
Hoorah.
Very good.
Thank you.
Oh boy, I should have bumped. I couldn't bump those attack rolls. It was just a saving throw. I should have bumped the DC on the save.
Thank you.
All right. So they take you. Do I have another map of this? I do, but it doesn't matter. They take you around the corner, around a corner, let's put it that way. And down a long passageway, there's kind of like passageways that go off to the north, and they take you around another corner, and you can tell at this point that they have, you must be sort of in the center of their little community here, right? Because there are doorways that are open that have vines hanging down, and you don't see any of none of the doorways are closed off or anything like that. It's just these vines hanging down. You can see that inside there's probably these 20-foot by 20-foot rooms that you see like little like podling children or whatever they are, kind of like peeking out and whatnot. But they bring you to a halt here, and then somebody runs off, and they're gone for a couple minutes, and you feel like there's. I mean, there's probably easily at least 40 to 50 of these creatures who are all sort of like sizing you up at this point. So they're coming out of their rooms. You see some of them kind of like literally like spin down, kind of like hang out peer out from the vines and whatnot. And there's a lot of active discussion going on around you, but you don't know what it is or what you can do about it. So after a couple minutes, you see a taller creature, whatever one of these things is, right? He's got a little bit of a pot belly, but he has a very bright blue mottled pattern that goes across his shoulders and then across one side of his face. And you can tell that he's got some sort of like orb, like large kind of grayish pearl thing about yay big around, hanging around his neck. And he just sort of like claps his hands together.
It's like that thing from earlier.
I'm so glad we left that behind.
Did we?
And and
It's in my pocket.
I thought she was.
Really?
Yeah,
Yes.
I have it. There you go.
I assume you still have it. There's no reason you wouldn't. you would have left that behind. But everyone is quiet, and then he like makes this odd kind of nod toward you, and then he gets out a pouch, and the pouch has. He puts his hand in it. It's got some like bright yellow powder, and he begins to kind of like sprinkle it in the air.
On top of us?
Yeah.
Oh.
What the hell is he doing?
You should ask before you do that.
I agree.
It's not very nice to just spray random things at people.
I mean, he's making this huge like yellow puff cloud. It's bright.
Maybe it's some
like
sort of
bright
celebration
yellow stuff.
for visitors.
So unless you're gonna do something about this, it begins to like.
Is there any water nearby?
Coat and cover you. That's a very good question.
If you want to go full bloodbender, there's water in everybody.
Hey, but no!
All right. So let's see. You feel like you've entered almost like as the air has gotten more humid as you've gone deeper and followed them deeper into this thing, and when you kind of came around the corner into the little village area, right? It begins just like to softly drip, like this continuous kind of drip. Like you can see that on the ceiling there is literally like a patina of or a hanging layer of water sweating from the ceiling, and just continually kind of drip drop. It's actually somewhat soothing to you. Like it's almost like a very slow, steady. Just when it's about to rain, you know those big fat drops that come down when it's just about to rain? It's like that, but it's a little bit steadier than that occasional kind of plip plip. It's like just a continual gentle plop 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 that kind of bathes the whole area in a earthy dampness.
I want to pull some water from a nearby puddle and like put it in front of me so that it kind of like washes the cloud of whatever away before it reaches me, if possible. Unless I have to do it on myself, it's also fine.
All right. So you're going to try and bat this cloud back with the water. That
Yeah,
you're
sort of like if he's
out.
throwing it and it's coming towards me, sort of like pour some water in front of me before it reaches me, sort of thing.
Don't forget to tell him his culture is wrong.
Your culture is wrong.
Give me a wisdom check, please.
Okay. Oh. +7 for that.
That's a saving throw. Just a wisdom check is just regular wisdom.
14.
14. All right. So so he's casting this thing, and you raise this like little column of water up that like it sucks a lot of this. What you assume is kind of a pollen type substance into itself and splooshes it back down.
And I just glare at him.
And they all like
Oh shit.
freeze for a moment.
Roll initiative.
and then they sort of like
I'm real. I'm real. I'm here. I'm real.
and you see, you know, the blue shoulder fellow, like almost it makes like a weird, almost like barking sound, you know, brata,
Oh, God.
brata, and they all they all back off, and then he puts his little pouch away and he turns and he kind of gestures like follow me. And you smell from the passageway ahead of you, you smell a very, I guess what I want to say, loamy kind of smell, as if like a tilled earth that's like filled with some sort of plant life. Like that very musky kind of smell comes rolling out of the doorway as he pulls back this huge tarp that hangs over it. All right, so he goes inside. I assume you're going to follow, yes?
Yeah.
You can tell that there must have been some other function to this room at some point. It's much larger than any other, apart from the huge, long hallways, but this room is roughly 40 by 40 or so. And you can tell that maybe there were things hanging on the walls at one point or whatnot, but it's been filled to a depth of about 2.5 to 3 feet, depending upon areas there are mounds built up and whatnot, of very soft earth, right? Not quite mud. It's not quite that damp, but it's very thick clods of earth that when you walk on it, you sink into it. So when you try to enter this area, you kind of have to hip step into it. And in the far end, it does get much muddier, right? The place is studded with little toadstools and whatnot. And in the far end, you see about 12 feet tall, a giant one of these creatures, right? Huge, kind of pot belly, and what you would consider flabby arms, or they have that kind of a very big bulbous kind of shape to them, and he's kind of using his arms to kind of stir the mud and whatnot, and he looks up at you and welcomes you forward.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Did you see the shape of water and you're like, I'm gonna make a creature that's even grosser?
No, I
What?
did not.
That creature is hot. Have you seen The Shape of Water?
They spent 3 years working on his butt.
His butt, and it's a perfect butt.
I haven't seen
Fucking
that.
hater.
To be fair, you haven't seen this creature's butt yet.
It's true.
Well, I know he has mud butt, so uninteresting.
Mud butt.
Yeah, I mean, if we're all gonna move forward, let's keep going, I guess.
Seem to be our ambassador.
It's too fucking late now. We are literally in the shit. Might as well move forward.
I thought you were the ambassador.
Well, she seems like the one to these creatures.
We're all high-fiving. Cool spear. Hey.
Nice mud butt.
All right.
Dig the mud butt, bro. Is that your dog? He's cute.
It's cute.
So he has kind of a staff of sorts that has all sorts of flowers attached to it, right? Like he almost has this. It's almost like a weird floral bouquet, but it really is like a staff that's adorned with these various different petals and stuff that come off of it. And in some respects, you do see him take his hand off of the thing, but it's just sort of stuck in the mud. It's this weird. It could also be considered like a mace or some sort of fan or something like that, right? And he kind of shakes it at the blue-shouldered guy and gives a couple barks and whistles, and the guy leaves.
So it's just us and
Mm-hmm.
and that one guy.
Yeah.
Mega mud butt.
Mm-hmm. And he puts his hands out like this and gestures towards this huge mud swatch that he's in, and you see him put his hands into the mud, and then you can very clearly tell that it begins kind of swirling back and forth. And he removes his hands from the mud, and you can see the dirt and whatnot kind of just drizzle off. And he gestures again.
All right.
So
Take off my gauntlet into the mud.
All right. And so he puts his hand into the mud, and you can feel a tendril begin to wrap around your hand.
That's a weird hot tub.
Give me a Constitution saving throw, please.
I'll get those.
Grayson, you'll tell us if something touches you, right?
Yeah, I'll do. 16.
So nothing's touched you yet, right?
All right. So you feel, you feel your hand kind of sting a little bit, and you kind of like twitch and pull away.
Well, what was that?
Yeah, I felt something.
Something good? Bad?
Stung a little bit.
Can you pull your hand out?
Yeah.
And you definitely have like a little scratch on your hand. Looks like it, like maybe like either a thorn or some sort of barb might have scratched you. Prata, prata.
What should we do? What whatever he's trying to get us to do?
Ava, I have a question.
Yeah.
I mean, that looks like some sort of mixture of water and something. Can you maybe ask Basharla?
Ask her what it is?
I mean, maybe she can separate from the water and what it is and tell us if it's dangerous. I mean, it did bite or scratch.
The water did? The mud did?
Something in the mud.
In the mud.
And we do have the god thing unlocked.
Mm-hmm. I can, but I have to think of yes or no questions.
Oh, right, yeah.
And last time we had her do it, they just talked about their hair and how cool everything was.
That's right.
That's important.
Yeah.
No, we got a lot of really important information, like, isn't this weird?
Yes.
Nah. Totes norm. Get in the tub, weirdos.
It's like, are you me? Yes. Isn't this weird? Yes. This, you look great. Thank you. All right, bye.
I didn't get any answers to anything.
Or someone else has a better idea.
And yet we learned a lot.
I definitely do not want to get in there, but I don't want to insult him.
Yeah, I feel
her,
like
it.
I'm going back into the mud.
Wait, what? Why would you do that?
And you see him kind of like put his hand into the mud, and again you feel a tendril wrap, towards you. Give me a Constitution save.
Or you can just let it happen.
You can choose to fail.
Yeah, I'll choose to fail.
All right. You take 6 points of damage as this thing wraps around you, and you can feel it like stab into your veins, right? Yeah, you take 3.
Do you say something about it?
Okay, yep, stabbing me.
Can I
inside
take my
you?
spear and point it at this guy's throat? What are you doing?
And you hear a voice in your head. Trust me.
It wants us to trust it.
What does?
I'm pretty sure Mudbutt there is communicating through the vines somehow, telepathically.
What, this guy?
Yeah.
Yeah, Mudbutt.
Okay.
Is that his name?
I don't know what
Yes,
his name
I
is.
But he's got a muddy butt, don't he?
So
Your muddy butt buddy. Oh, well, no, never mind.
Muddy
Walk
buddies.
it back.
Like
Y'all ever had money buddies?
Some good shit.
Puppy chow.
Send us your money, buddies.
Yeah.
It's puppy chow, but expensive. Instead of just buying a box of Chex Mix. So,
What are you doing here in heaven?
It's
Where did you say we were?
wait, what the fuck?
Who?
No way I'm here.
we
Do we hear it say like that? But we don't hear that. But we hear like.
You're
Did
whistling.
it grunt something or?
No, it doesn't even grunt at
Nothing?
anything.
Okay.
It just sort of like, gives this like slow breath, and it seems to be peering at Grayson, but also just sort of like surveying the room and sniffing the bouquet on its staff.
So it didn't react to that spear at all.
It's smelling its stuff. All right.
Is this is your paradise. We're looking for something here. An energy, a force. Some people call it God's fire.
Gods. Gods are all around us. Fire. Fire is death. Fire lives in the third hell.
So there's more, that this is a layer and there's more underneath.
We are in heaven. Below us, the earth. Below the earth is hell.
I'm gonna convey all of this to you guys.
What?
Yeah,
What?
that's what he's
No.
telling me. That's what he's telling me.
Well, that sounds like crazy talk. I mean, it might be normal talk here, but for me, it's crazy
Maybe
talk.
he's confused about where he is.
I mean, maybe in his mind, this is heaven.
Mm-hmm.
What? I mean, it would. I mean, for a creature like this, perhaps the power of God's fire or the things that erupt from it would be purely destructive. So I could see how that could be.
But it doesn't seem to know where it is.
He says it's in the third hell, which, so this is heaven. Below us is earth. Below that is hell. So I assume that there are layers to hell.
All right. Well, I mean, so now we know where to go, at least.
I mean, if it is what he says, well, he said gods are all around us, but fire is in the third hell. So I don't know if he means the god's fire or just that there is fire in the third hell.
It'd be a nasty thing to be wrong about, right?
Yeah.
To get to the third level of hell, it's like, oh no, it's just regular hell.
Yeah, just regular fire.
This sucks.
Normal fire.
Oh boy.
Why won't your friends join the melding? We could achieve understanding in the melding.
Where we are from, we are individuals. It's hard for us to share our mind.
I can make it easy.
We enjoy our independence.
The melding is the way to enlightenment.
We are not after enlightenment.
I thought the ghost children sought only enlightenment.
What we seek is... long ago there was an explosion which tore the world apart and created the gods that we know. And we
Yes, this is our origin story too.
we seek the point at which that explosion started.
That explosion does not have a beginning or an end. It is a ribbon which twists and turns, which shattered the founding peoples. Shattered she who set forth our path. Shattered he who cares for our world. Twisted the children of the gods into monsters and demons, the devils of hell. The cataclysm of which you speak is a beginning without end.
Can you ask him where that beginning without end is?
Can you hear him?
No.
I'm just telling you guys this. And
You have been invited to join the melding.
if you want to stick your hand in the dirt and be stabbed by vines,
No.
I have like a thing with things being under my skin and stuff, so I think maybe I'll just like hold up on that.
I asked him like where the central spark was, and he said it's everywhere. But
Then we succeeded? I feel like we need an actual thing.
Yeah. Maybe this isn't the place we're looking for. Maybe we should just move on.
Maybe.
I don't know. This like screams like right place. You know what I mean?
yeah, I mean, he tells of their origin story. I mean, they have the explosion, whatever it was. The gods that existed here were destroyed by that cataclysm. I mean, it's everything we had been told existed. So we're on the right track to wherever this is.
I mean, he's saying the explosion is still happening over and over again. Is that what he's saying?
That it's a ribbon that, like, it's still happening, or it's like it's
Still happening sounds like the God's fire.
yeah.
So maybe there's a room where the occurrence is occurring
Is it?
forever in a loop.
Is there a spot where the cataclysm always exists, or does it move around? Whatever this force is it? It's not in a central location. Is it travel?
It is like a foul wind that blows across the land. It creeps into corners, accumulates, suffocates, twists, reshapes, remolds, moves on, returns. It is like a seed on the wind. You may send it away, but eventually it will come back.
I think you might be thinking of boomerangs.
Mm-hmm. Or
Is
wave.
there a place where it
Oh.
generally comes back to the most?
I do not know of such a place.
I feel like it's not like we're not gonna open a door and that's where it is. Apparently, it's everywhere.
Is it in our minds?
It's been in our hearts all along.
Xanathar's not gonna
Friendship
like that.
was the
No.
Pull it out.
Let's just bring him back a bottle of fire.
yeah. Friendship was the true
Eat it.
answer.
Run away. Friendship was.
This will
the
make you
answer.
immortal. Eat it.
It's just a strange force that travels around, and
Ask him if it can be contained. If found.
can it be contained? He said that it can be sent away, but it always comes back.
Okay, well, ask him. I'm
Can-
asking you to ask him.
Could it, or at least a portion of it, be contained? Like you mentioned, it is a seed on the wind.
How would
Could it be
one-
harvested?
Why would one wish to capture a cataclysm in a bottle?
You know, I don't know. If it were up to me, I would leave it.
What sort of purpose would it serve to concentrate so much chaos in one place?
Where we're from, we know very little about it. And so people make assumptions as to what it is and what it might be able to do. There are people who believe that it has abilities that they might be able to control.
There was a legend of a wizard who also shared this dream you have of shaping, harnessing, controlling the chaos. The flesh people called him Warwin. Legends say he is the only being, flesh, root, ghost child, or otherwise, to leave heaven, to open the door and step away from the waves of chaos which rule our lives.
That Warwick was the one who was dead in our dungeon, right?
No, he wasn't dead. We went to the dungeon and he escaped.
Okay. So where did he go to do that? Okay, I can't talk to you. Ask him.
Where did...
As you address him, he kind of like puts his hand out.
No.
Where?
And then puts
No.
down,
No.
and you see it just like the mud kind of like stir back and forth.
So I asked him to tell him about Warwent and that.
Fucking secrets. You can't read.
So
No,
the
I'm
con-
telling psychically.
You just can't hear it.
Are you fucking doing secret mind shit?
Do you think
I can
I'm
see
cute?
that look on your face. You're like,
I got a weird root sticking in my hand, okay? It's weird. I make weird faces.
but I know the face when you're up to something.
That's his, he's hiding secrets face.
I know what that looks like.
Oh, I don't know.
It's a very human face.
It looks just like his constipated face.
We've seen him poop many times.
I've seen him constipated. That doesn't mean I've seen him poop.
That's the thing. I don't have to poop. I do it because it's a human thing.
Go on.
He just needs the cold fart.
Yeah.
To get it all out.
Yo, what happens when you eat food?
No, I eat food. I assume. I'm probably.
I've never seen him eat.
He's just constantly like putting it.
Oh my god, I am Cookie
Who's
Monster.
this pile of food
And
coming from?
spilling it all over myself.
Oh man.
That's why he's a messy eater.
I've never noticed, even though I grew up with you.
Wow.
Okay.
Megan, no peeking.
Respect the illusion.
So I asked him about that, and we. It's like, oh, he's long-winded. So, what do you know of Warwind?
Psychically long-winded.
Yeah.
Warwent, wizard, doll maker, trickster.
Did he come here, or was he from here?
He was
a child of the heavens and earth, just like you, me.
And he came to heaven one day in search of the chaos.
He was born in the second hell. He traveled a great journey through Earth, a dangerous journey beset by fearsome monsters, dragons, and worse. Then he came to heaven and communed with the gods and tricked them into setting him free. He opened a door and never returned.
He does that a lot.
So,
Well.
not much to go on.
No. No.
You gotta work on your Netflix and chill invites, man.
Well, ask him what this is.
Oh, we found this luggage tag. What is it?
You been holding back, Grayson? From the future.
That's what a doppelganger is. It's just a person who got put in there.
Yeah. What is?
Those are the keys to heaven.
Excuse
It's an
me.
elevator key card.
Yeah. Could one of those take us to hell?
Yes, if you wish to journey to hell, you would need a blue key. The keys come in the colors of a rainbow.
Ask him where you put the key to go to heaven or hell.
As he puts it in his mouth.
Buddy butt.
You put the key in your butt.
Oh, I heard that.
I didn't actually think it would work that way. Wow.
Cool. We'll shove keys up our butts. Here we go.
And flashback to my
then
training.
Put it in your butt.
Aren't these keys?
Okay.
And suddenly you look at all of the mud in front of you in a much different light.
Get your hand out of there.
Drop that key. Don't hold it.
Oh, I knew you were a lot of things, Grace, but I didn't know you was a poo fondler.
I learned it from you.
Whoa.
Since when?
Oh, that explains a lot, actually.
I helped you when you were constipated. I don't appreciate you making it a me
Helped him
problem.
with what?
Pulled it out of there.
So you are a
tiny
poof
arms.
on.
Got real small hands.
Sleight of hand.
Slide a hand that turned right out of your butt. You're welcome.
We're a close family.
Okay. So we need the blue key to
Where,
get to the first level of hell. I
Tell him
assume.
to give it to us.
where would we find a blue key?
What level of the Resident Evil mansion has this key?
I do not have
Inventory.
Never
such a
enough
thing.
inventory.
You would have to search heaven, but no one who has come to heaven wishes to return to hell.
We're very special.
We're so kooky.
So, are there other creatures that are not of your kind in heaven?
Yes.
Maybe ones that look like me.
Maybe ones in trash piles.
There is a rival group of my people. They are not my people. They are a different sort. They have rejected the new religion. They cling to the hopes of the old, the forsaken and forbidden.
How dare they? You know, we're gonna go give them a piece of our mind.
Are you going to take up arms against them?
I will attempt to redeem them.
They are a violent people, unlike my people. We live here in the melding. We have achieved balance and understanding with the gods.
And nobody is beyond redemption.
Will you ask him how we can tell the difference between his people and their people?
Do these rival people look physically the same as
You got like headbands or something?
Yeah, do they wear hats?
They wear like
You guys-
red.
Just like West Side
It's
Story
not
now?
a top on, they wear their roots down.
They bear the eye.
Bear eyes?
He needs to
They don't wear
elaborate.
makeup.
They got bear.
Well, I don't want to look at them. If this is what they look like with makeup on.
He puts his big
Too bad you can't
gnarled,
understand us.
he puts his big gnarled Rudy hand out, and you
What?
see the surface of the mud kind of go like blank, kind of like almost as if he's like clearing it and calming it, right? But you don't see him touch it at all. So the surface of the mud just kind of like settles, and then
I'm sorry, guys, I'm scared.
he kind of
He puts his iPad into the mud.
his hand undulates over the surface, and you see a sphere that almost looks like an eyeball, right? But it's trailing some sort of like rat tail kind of thing from
I'm sorry.
from the back of it.
I'm fucking sorry. What?
And
It's an eyeball that has a rat's tail attached to it?
yeah, like hanging out of the back of it. Yeah.
What the fuck is this?
Where
And-
are
He
we?
is disgusting.
Great and not scary.
He says, the eye, the symbol of the children of the gods. Those children are dead.
Look at this
The
messy
Forsaken
man. How the fuck
ones
you do that?
believe they can resurrect
It's like, when did you eat something?
the children of the gods using the eyes they have left behind. They hope to see what only ghosts can see.
Any of that make sense?
Yeah. He was just saying that they use the, they like whatever creatures were here before the calamity, left behind their eyes. Who knows exactly what that is. And the Forsaken wish that they could use that to, use that to see could resurrect those beings that were here before the gods. And only ghosts can see, which who knows what that I don't know what that means.
Maybe they can only they can see the ghosts, the god's fire.
Yeah, but so just real cryptic stuff.
Ask him what it means about ghost children. He mentioned that a bunch of times. And something about roots.
I'm asking him. He doesn't. I don't know.
That was really quick. He didn't. I feel
Okay,
like he
let me.
spent more time before. He said long-winded.
Yeah, he's not. I don't know. I don't know what.
But he's saying he's saying the children that were here originally.
What?
Fucking your mic is.
I know it's I was scared of that really far.
Is Grayson a good liar? Can I make an insight check?
You can try.
Sure.
All right, I'm bumping it.
Here it comes.
I don't really
Yes.
know how I can.
Ask a god, is Grayson lying? Ask Torm.
Yes, I'm lying. This is insight, right?
Yeah.
So
Wisdom insight.
18 after the bumps.
Okay, cool. Channel Divinity, Emissary of Peace. I get +5 to my persuasion roll.
Persuasion.
Yep.
All right, yeah, that's right.
I thought it would be deceit.
Oh, yeah, you're right. So that wouldn't matter. I'm going to give you that. Natural 20.
Son of a.
I don't know. He said something about ghosts. Only the ghosts could see.
Well, but you said he mentioned the creatures that were like
Yeah,
first here.
there was like the children of the gods were here.
Place.
Yeah.
And what did Xanathar
They all
tell us?
died. They all died, and they've left their eyes, whatever that means. And
I drew a
these
picture.
these people, these forsaken ones, think that these eyes could be used to bring the children of the gods back, or bring
Who
the.
are the children of the gods?
Well, Xanathar said that this was the birthplace of the.
The-
Aren't
essentially-
we all children of the gods?
Well, no,
I'm
the
child of the
the
gods.
origin-
I mean, you literally are.
Yeah.
but he'd mentioned there were gods here before, and there were people here before. There was a whole a magical nation here before to the east, and then whatever happened, and that's what created the gods we know. It destroyed that land, created dragons, it created giants, it created us, and everything here. But whatever was, there was things here before that, and these Forsaken are trying to bring something from that time back. They believe that they can. Using these eyes.
Mm-hmm. Well, you've never lied to me before, Grayson, so. Okay.
You don't know that.
Except for, those years I lied about being a doppelganger.
Lols.
I mean, I never asked if you were human. I just assumed.
Yeah, that's on you.
That's on
Except
you,
for
not
that
your
time.
fault.
Except for that time we were 12 when you were like, "Are you a Grayson or are you a doppelganger?"
Did you do that?
It was a game we played.
No, it was at the summer camp when we were attacked by doppelgangers. Like, is that Grayson or is that a doppelganger?
Oh yeah.
Well,
Both.
About
Keep running.
funny story.
All right. Well,
which one of you's Grayson? Which one's a doppelganger?
Did Grayson actually die?
All right. Do you have any more questions for?
Do we have any more questions?
I got
creature?
nothing. I barely understood what he said the first few times.
I think we should seek out these Forsaken, and I know you warned us of their violence, but
We're also violent.
I feel like
She's not wrong.
Understatement of the century.
I feel like everyone deserves redemption, and that we can bring them into redemption.
I don't know that you need to fondle your nipples while you say
I think you're going for a chest
They
pound.
just
After you
need
said that.
redemption.
They're raw.
Redeem me.
Oh, redeem me, Daddy. Fucking pervert.
Okay, so get your
Your
hand.
attempts at enlightenment are noble, but misplaced. I must warn you, in their quest to become children of the gods, they have been stained by the original sins of the children.
Ew.
They
Jam hands.
crave flesh.
Ooh. All right. We're
So,
used to that.
important information.
What's that?
That in their quest to become the children of the gods, they, as he said it, now crave flesh.
Oh, I mean, we are going to hell, I assume, cannibalism.
Well, no, these are still people in heaven.
Oh.
We haven't even, and apparently Earth is full of dragons and other monsters, and that's not even hell yet. See, Warwind was born into Hell 2, climbed into Hell 1, then climbed into Earth where he fought dragons and shit,
What?
and then came to heaven, captured some of the god fire and escaped.
Warren's must have some cheat codes because I could never get past Hell 1.
Yeah.
What's a cheat code?
What's a cheat code?
What's a cheat code?
That's
the code he uses when he cheats on you.
Oh my god.
Are you cheating on me?
No! That was totally out of character. There's no such thing as cheat codes in D&D.
Oh yeah.
You're all dead.
Yeah, we do have I have 4 cheat codes left actually.
Yeah, I use a cheat code to lie to your face.
Bitch. You're the best.
You lied to his face?
No.
Why? What?
If only I had a character voice, I could tell.
Yeah.
Yeah, you should have a southern accent.
All of a sudden, I know
Hey
you can
y'all,
fake
I'm Grayson Hale.
Doppelganger.
Paladin of Torm.
I'm a big fan of that.
I'm just your average, everyday paladin.
Human.
it. Now you see the thing about being Tom's
Yeah.
best friend is
I say. Boy, you need to get some Torm in your life.
Blessed.
Yeah.
You are blessed.
I know that person.
Lay on hands.
I'm gonna cast a might cure wounds on y'all.
I say.
All right.
Cool.
I am tired of being knee deep in shit. I'll tell you that right now.
I'm gonna take my hand back.
Yeah, you should do that.
Yeah.
Is it still there?
Yeah.
Oh my god, are you okay?
So, I feel like all of these creatures here weren't always maybe what they appear now, but in choosing to join the melding, they were turned into this. Maybe. I don't know. That's just an assumption.
Oh, I thought you said they got turned into that monsters. They used to be the children of God and someone turned them into
No, I mean,
monsters.
the children of God, whatever that is dead. But I think whatever they were, because Warwind is he's just a gnome or a halfling, as far as we know. I think maybe that these creatures weren't always these creatures, and they were something else from different things, and then they got into heaven. They joined the merging, and became maybe these things.
I mean, I don't know.
It's possible. I could be completely off base. This is,
What? Oh shit!
now we'll never get into heaven.
Wait, is that what this key's for? Is
Yeah,
for heaven?
the purple one gets you into heaven.
Okay.
If we want to get lower, we need other keys. We can find them around here, but he said, I mean, certainly these people wouldn't have it because they already to heaven. They don't want to go back. But maybe the Forsakens have keys to hell
Let's go ask him very nicely.
Mm-hmm.
with our weapons.
Which?
Yeah.
That's what I meant. Which way is that? Did you get directions? Put your hand back in there.
I got directions.
Guys always hate asking for directions. Write that down on your learning to be a person notebook.
Don't write.
What
Be a
That's not
person.
true.
Don't put weird your weird sexist tropes into her.
Are they sexist or are they accurate?
I mean,
Are they based upon years and hundreds of years of facts?
they're based on.
but-
I mean, like all stereotypes are stereotypes for a reason, but that doesn't mean we should teach them to people.
Okay, in this example, did you ask for directions or not?
Sure, I did.
What happened to your voice?
He's constipated. Grayson, you're lying. You didn't ask for directions.
No, I didn't ask for directions.
Yeah, just gotta write it down.
I figure it wouldn't be that hard to find heaven. People that.
Take another 6 points of damage. Oh my god.
Take another 3 points of damage. Hey, so if we were gonna go in a direction to find these Forsaken ones, what direction might we head?
Wait, are you Southern now? What's happening?
You do it for 10 seconds, you do it for the rest of your life, I swear.
I say. Young boy.
Give me a wisdom save, please.
That line made him Southern.
Wisdom save. Couldn't be
Made him
worse
halfling.
than.
Maybe in his mind he's got a
Can't
southern
see
accent.
Oh,
what that is.
yeah.
Can't lean any forward.
Oh, 11.
Can't lean
11.
any forward?
So that's 15.
Okay.
Any sort of forward.
I mean, that's the extent of how much I can lean. So anything.
You did this to yourself.
For a brief moment,
Stuffer.
you feel your pulse quicken, and you can feel yourself beginning to enter some sort of strange, almost like psychedelic reverie, right?
There's no way of knowing which direction we are going.
But you strengthen your resolve, and you kind of fend this thing off. And so you feel like you're on the cusp of having some sort of vision, but then you push that out of yourself.
Stop
And-
this silliness.
It is on the other side of heaven.
Cool, thanks.
Just past.
But there's a maze. Get back in there.
No.
We need very specific directions.
Just put your hand on a wall.
Make him do a drawing.
It's just past the railroad tracks. We'll find it.
All right.
God damn
He
it.
tried to put pictures in my head. I don't like it.
So he raises his strange, like floral, mace or staff or whatever we have, and he shakes it a couple times, and you see this like small bloom of pinkish kind of pollen and spores begin to kind of settle around in the area, right? Everybody give me a Constitution save,
Jesus
please.
Christ, does he like us or not?
You're all at +1.
Okay, I'm a
Oh,
I'm a bump. I'm a bump. I'm a bump.
Mhm.
But do I want it to happen?
15.
I kind of just want to fail.
18.
18.
15.
Okay, so the two of you managed to resist the effect, right?
I got a 5.
Yeah, and you got a 13?
15.
15? Yeah, 15. 18 is what you needed. You feel this kind of like immense like calm and almost like
Chill, bro.
a warm blush.
Listen to some Grateful Dead.
Vaping in here? What's happening?
Descend over you, like being wrapped in almost like a velvet curtain.
Oh my god, I'm a burrito.
Get one of them gravity blankets.
I don't know if you've taken any
I want one of
damage,
those.
Yeah.
but you would heal 10 points if you've taken any damage.
I did take damage.
Wait, what?
I feel high and I get better.
You get 10 temporary hit points.
Come to the cool party. What?
Yeah, man.
You're both momentarily kind of like a little bit disoriented and put off by this, but then you kind of like pull back and hold your breath, and you kind of dive down and put your face in your nose.
Not this time, Satan.
But then as the last of the spores are beginning to settle, the creature turns to you and it says, "The mother's cradle is closer than you believe."
In fucking English?
You don't hear
With
any
its mouth?
You don't hear any of this.
Hey, man, it's just like, you know, like, how can you be like, you're a warden, man? Like, how could you, like, ward over people, man?
Everyone, we're on the right track. We should get going.
You know what
We
a
should
ward
leave.
is like when you've like
Avril.
you've got a baby
Avril.
that isn't yours, but you
We
stole
need
it.
to take them so we can go.
I think they're a
I
little
think
off.
maybe you stole
Yeah,
it.
clearly something's wrong. Come on,
But
everybody.
you can't, like, steal
Come on.
life,
We're
you
real
know?
close. Come on.
What you can't
get
steal
her.
is
This
everything
way.
else.
This way.
let's just
We're just
go.
gonna go this way.
And with that, you kind of like slowly shamble out of the large reception or whatever the chieftain's lair here is.
My hair
And-
is soft.
Yes, it is.
into
My skin's hard.
into
Oh,
the
sorry.
Claim it's not your skin.
Weird thing to say.
and the next thing you know, the droplets of water from the hallway that lead in here are falling and splashing on your face. And it's
Can
this
I use shape water to splash both of them right
refreshing.
in the
It's this very refreshing feeling that suddenly brings clarity back to your world, and you set forth
face? I think we're close.
on your new mission.
Hey everyone, this has been the Ironkeep Chronicles. Thank you so much for joining us. Thank you so much to everyone who donated, whether it was subbing back up or donating into our tip jar. It is surely through your largesse that we can even bring these little episodes to life. So I appreciate everything that you've done for us, even if you've just spread the word on social media. That certainly means a lot to us too, but it's certainly thank you for being fans and for watching along at home and joining us on kind of our maiden voyage here in an expedition of the Barrier Peaks after extended travel time. We actually got into some expeditioning. Yeah, very good.
The boat.
Hey, let's have a round of applause for our all-star cast here, Mr. Gaurav Galati. Wait, is it this way?
The whole cast.
No, it's this way.
it's
Everything's this way.
Everything's
yes, you're this way.
Yeah.
Yes.
We're just down here.
You can see Gaurav Friday night.
That's right. And Megan too. She'll tell you about that too. But on Friday nights, you can catch me at same channel, same time as well, 8 p.m. We play Savage Worlds, Deadlands Reloaded, Wildcards is the name of the game, and it's amazing. Come watch that. You can catch me on social media at GXG, and you can also catch me, Megan, and Jordan, who's also on Wildcards, on a podcast we do called Experience Pointers, and episode 12 just came out last night for Patreon backers of $10 and up of Saving Throw. So Don will put up a link for Patreon if you guys want to check that out.
It is the end of the month. It's an ideal time to join our Patreon and pledge in, right?
That's right. That's right.
Oh, let's have a little hand here for Havana Mahoney.
You can catch me over at Vanna_Rama on Twitch, VANA_RAMA, and over there I do a variety of games. I've been doing a lot of GTA roleplay recently, so if you enjoy the roleplay of tabletop RPGs, you might even enjoy that. So come drop a follow, hang out. I'm also going to be launching my own podcast called Fishing for Crits. It's going to be all about techniques on how to roll dice most effectively
19.
to always roll critical. So
That was a crit.
if you have some cursed
Fail.
dice, make sure to check that out.
You didn't specify.
Apple, iTunes, SoundCloud, all the good stuff. So.
Fish for crits. All right, speaking of fishing, Megan Caves Calaman.
I love fishing.
I love fishing.
Yes, you can find me on Twitter at Megan Caves, MEGHANCAVES. And I just realized we do like everything. We all have we have the same thing.
We're the same person.
We're the same.
Megan.
Grab,
same person.
We're the exact same person. So Wildcards episode, it's season 3, episode 3 this Friday, and Experience Pointers, you can follow us on Twitter at EXPPointersPod.
Very good. Eric Reichert.
Hi. You can always follow me on the social media at Mostly Shit. You can
I'm pointing right.
check out my yes. You can check out my
Show us your secret!
my Twitch channel at Mostly Eric. I want chat to be able to see this. Is there any way we can?
Put it down there. You might be able to if you get
I can't.
In
Just
the
take
DM
a photo
cam?
and tweet it, and we won't look.
or that.
I promise I won't.
I
Can you
will look.
put it in front of the DM
So
cam?
if you put it right there.
I can't reach that.
Oh, I can. I won't look. I promise.
Yeah. Hang on. I can hold it up, right?
Your
Oh
iPad.
my god,
Oh
everything's
no.
falling
You broke your
apart.
iPad.
Oh no.
I'm looking right at it. I can read backwards.
Don't read.
Down.
Oh, yeah, the low camera there.
This one?
Now, good luck reading my chicken scratch.
I don't have.
No!
I got it. It's all here. Got it.
All right. Very good. Hey, everyone. I'm Tom Lummel. I've been your Dungeon Master. You can find me on the tweeters at Dungeon Bastard, as is obvious here. I will be back in the studio tomorrow at 2 o'clock to give the DM recap show along with Mr. Dom Zook, talking about what happened today, what we had planned, what worked, what didn't work.
Did you plan to not bring an iPad?
I did not plan to not bring an iPad.
roasted.
Yeah, that was not part of the not plan. So you can join us tomorrow at 2 o'clock when we'll have a little recap. I also give out DM advice and whatnot. Take your questions about your game or your DM's game or what's going on in your life. I'm happy to share my bullshit opinions about everything, but generally we like to talk about role-playing games, whatever that may be. So you can join us for that tomorrow o'clock. A big thanks to Dom, and we've got some help in the studio here today. So Dom is the man behind the cameras and the keyboards there, so please give him some love. He's our illustrious producer and fearless leader, and this show would not be happening in any way, shape, or form without him.
I mean, we'd still be doing it, but no one would be able to watch it.
Exactly.
We would not know each other.
Yeah, exactly. Yes, that's true.
Tomorrow night is Fantasy Flight Never Tell Me the Odds, Fantasy Flight Star Wars with America's DM, David Crennan. And Friday night, obviously, is Wild Cards. We've got Tempting Fate coming to you again on Sunday. You can check out our calendar at !calendar. You know how it works. I want to give big thanks to all of our mods who help keep our channel safe, friendly, clean, and accessible for all of our friends who are new to the show or just longtime friends regardless. So until next time, let's dungeon!